Hello. Oh my god. Okay. Give me a second. Hey guys, how's it going? I'm going to, Luna, hello. I'm gonna set up the stream right here so I can hear how everything sounds. Who else is hyped? Who else is hyped? Okay. Sounds good. If need be, we'll be, fixing the volumes and stuff as we go along. Okay, I think we're good. So, in prep for tomorrow, we're going to be playing through all 3 games again, as much as we can get through. I'll give about an hour each for each game. So whether we beat it or not, we beat them or not, doesn't really matter. I mean, we could probably get through all of Crash 1 in under an hour. Or about an hour. No, under an hour, that's speedrunner level. What up, Trey Shepard? Oh my god. The hype is real, bros. Dudes and dudettes. What's up, chicken boy? Okay, so the reason why Vic and Aaron aren't here is because Victor is currently in the restroom and Aaron is out with her fam for Father's Day. So she might join us later if they get back and we're still going. But for right now, we're just gonna chill out with some Crash. Alright, talk to me, people. Crash 4. What are you most excited to see? Are you excited to see the way the characters actually look in motion? Are you ready to see the reveal of possibly more characters than just Crash, Coco, and Cortex and the masks? Are you hyped to see what the gameplay is going to look like in terms of like in the trailer and then actual... There's going to be a gameplay showcase. So like, are you excited for the gameplay in both the trailer and the showcase? Do you want to see like just the showcase, like really see the gameplay in action? Want to hear the music? Will there be B-roll footage? I didn't even stop to think about that. Are they gonna have like their own isolated like B-roll footage without the music like they usually do, or even I guess with music, because they had B-roll for Imaginators for Thumperwump Islands. They had Insane B-roll with music. It was this level and it was Heavy Machinery. And then for Nitro Fueled, I think they had B-roll. I'm sure they did. And for Spyro, I think they also had some B-roll of like, they did of an earlier version of. I think it was a mishmash of Artisans, Stonehill, and Toasty. I think because they had the dynamic music on. And I remember it because Artisans, the music for Artisans sounded way different. Like, it didn't sound as final. Well, rather, it didn't sound finished, I guess. Or it didn't sound like the final, like that was going to be the final version of the song. Regardless if the dynamic effect was on or not. Because all things considered, the remastered version of Artisans sounds different from the classic. Leslie, how's it going? I have a lot to say then. Okay. Dude, they haven't given us anything yet, bro. Yeah, I would know things if they had given me stuff, but I haven't gotten anything yet. I can check right now. Obviously, I can't say anything, but, here, before we go on, give me a minute. My phone's being stupid. Okay, I'll try again later. So, what are you guys excited to see? What aspect or aspects are you excited to see? You excited to see, the gameplay, the characters? Hear the music. People are saying it might be Josh Mansell coming back for the music, maybe. I don't know. It'd be really, really, really cool, obviously. Because what little they did show, or what little we got to hear from that. Apparently, some little theme can be heard on the crash site. That wasn't there before. So they're gonna get ready soon to revamp the site. And apparently this song might be a part of the game. And they say it gives off very Josh Mansell vibes. And I listened to it and it does. Without getting into too much spoilers on the screenshots, let's talk a little bit about what we've seen so far. Like we didn't really do that during the CTR stream. Because I am excited for the gameplay and the visual, the animation. And this seems, since there are all these moments where it just looks like they're interacting with each other, that means we're going to get a lot of cutscenes in the game. And you don't get too many cutscenes in like any given Crash game, and when you do, it's not as... The only game I can think of that comes close, like you get certain little cutscene bits in like you have your intro cutscene, your ending cutscene, and little bits in between for the other Crash games. But like to have like story cutscenes and all that stuff, it's not really a thing. You just get little brief cutscenes in like Twin Sanity. You get little tiny bits in like Tag Team Racing, but again, it's not like much of a story kind of thing. The closest I can think of, with it still being in-game, using, you know, the engine and everything, is like Titans. Because Might Over Mutant has the cartoonish cutscenes. They have a few in-game cutscenes, but they're so far and few between. It's mainly for story progression and to show off what the, you know, bad guys are doing, what Cortex and them are doing. It's done in some sort of cartoon art style. So to have like some sort of story progression with its cutscenes to tell the story, that mainly comes down to like Titans being one of the only ones to do it in that kind of way. Until this game. If that makes any sense at all. Zork! Looks like his... Yes, that's what I said. They took very obvious design cues off his Titans / Might Over Mutant look, because he's got the blue hair, the more bulbous, less flat looking head. The head shape is kind of more rounded out. His eyes are small, his mouth's kind of small. His nose is a bit more prominent, so they took the... That's what confused me initially. Before today, with that little teaser reveal, or revealed teaser, all we got to see, that we weren't supposed to, but what we saw was Cortex looking like he came out of Might Over Mutant. And I'm like, okay, but, you know, he escapes into space at the end of Might Over Mutant. That's what I was saying, like, if the next new game is some kind of a game that has us going in space or whatever, that could still be the case in It's About Time. But if space is going to be an integral part of the next game, then it'll make sense that if they do have to, you know, feel the need to redesign all the characters again, to draw some inspiration from Titans Might Over Mutant, because those were the last canonical games until this one. Except that this one is still a very weird case, and we're not going to know much about where it fits in the whole grand scheme of the mainline Crash games until tomorrow. Because from the idea we can gather from today's little video that they put out, it seems that these games here, the Insane, is its own... I feel like I need to do a video on this, but it's not going to really come out in time. Depending on what we do see and hear and what gets shown off to us tomorrow, I may or may not still make this video. But the topic I'll just go ahead and say right now of what that video would end up being. It's posing the question, is Insane more than just a remaster of the classic games? Is this in fact, like some people, like only a few people were, you know, giving thought to the idea of, is this game more of a retelling? Very subtly so, because obviously, you know, is there an in-game reason as to why certain things are stylistically different? Tana doesn't just stand there and let the henchmen grab a hold of her, she fights them back in this game. And of course, that can go for a developer reason. I might be thinking too much into this, but it's always nice to, you know, have the idea there. Like, the developer reasoning for that would be, okay, we're making her an action girl. She's not just going to be standing there being like, oh, help me, you know? That's fine. That's the impression we all got. But what if it's because this Tana is different? Like, it's a retelling of the games near exact the way they played out on the PS1, you know, back in the day. And the only reason why in the synopsis for Crash 4 they would keep it 1998 is because, again, that's just like a little bit of fan service. The original Warped was in 1998. But overall, I think story-wise, 4 could be taking place, you know, after... It's taking place after the Warped... the Insane version of Warped. That's what it seems like to me. Not just Warped in general, because that would have to include original Warped. And technically, because we never see, of course, how Cortex and Entropy, you know, get back from that weird hellish dimension, hellish place, and we don't get to see, you know, them, how do they get back from being turned into babies back into their regular selves. And it's a video game. It doesn't really exactly matter as long as the next adventure comes and we're going to enjoy it to some degree. Wrath of Cortex, but still, you know, canonically, mainline. The next game, of course, was CTR, but it didn't really matter. The plot didn't matter in those games. But it seems like with this 4, it seems like they're trying to find little ways to weave bits, those kinds of bits into the story, I guess. So maybe we will see, maybe the game will open with Cortex and with Cortex and Brio, finding out how to escape, or whatever. Remember, they're trapped with Uka Uka. Can Uka Uka help them somehow? Does he have connections to some other masks? What happens to Aku Aku? We haven't seen him at all in all these teasers and whatnot. I don't know. Also, Fennec and Frederick, how's it going? Fennec and Phoebes, hello. So, I have no clue. And I haven't been sent anything, so I have no idea. Not that they're gonna give us much anyway. As far as I'm aware, I don't know, certain people keep going like, oh, things, and I'm like, yeah, what things? There's nothing right now. I don't know what's going on. If there are more teases than just, okay, so certain people got the puzzle. Okay, so now the trailer's coming soon. Okay, we're getting gameplay too. But only so few people have actually seen that stuff in terms of press and all that. So I know we're not exactly press, like quote unquote, but we are on their mailing list, or at the very least on the press list, in terms of YouTubers who make content regularly on Crush. I was gonna check right now and try and see. I think I can get into my email because I had to reset my phone. Okay. I'll check live. I can't say whether or not anything is happening, but I'm just gonna check and see if anything has been sent to me. Yeah, no, nothing's been sent. The only thing is that Jeff Keighley was like, Crash reveal tomorrow. First they were like, and this is kind of sad too at the same time, like I get why people are like, what the fuck with these leaks, but it's like, it was supposed to be this mysterious ass thing, and like, oh shit, new game reveal, but we're not going to say a damn thing about what it is, and then all the leaks happen with Crash, and then Jeff and all of them are just straight up like, join us tomorrow, Monday, June 23rd or whatever, for Crash reveal. And even the official Twitter, when they put out the teaser video today, they said what did they say? They said like official greater than leaks because they had a no shit moment. But at least they're committing and everything's fine. We still don't know much about what's going to happen in the game. That's what I'm saying. We don't know. Let me see if we can catch up on comments real quick. If my phone will stop being stupid. Shit. I forgot I was doing an auto scroll. A runner. I'm all trying to like access the stream. What's up, James? I think Zark or someone posted, or Frederick posted a comment. And I can see it peeking out from right there, but I can't read it. I missed it. I want to go back on my phone and read it off. Here, let me get through this level real quick. You know, it'd be really cool, and I don't know if I should. I'll talk to Erin about it because the whole concept of this was her original idea. But I wonder if we should start, like, even if she doesn't want to do it and I can do it, I kind of want to start like a Crash podcast. In the way, it'll be like a spiritual successor to Erin's Spyrocast, because that was to hype up the release of Reignited. So she brought on all kinds of YouTubers and fans, either personal friends or other people like Teal Game or CG or whoever, to talk about, you know, Spyro, their experiences, how they started with the series, their favorite games, their least favorite games, and just stories in general about, you know, stuff regarding Spyro. I kind of want to do it with Crash, and it'll be interesting to talk to some of those same people, or just whoever wants to come onto the podcast and talk about stuff like that. Because for Crash, it is probably very different. Or at the very least, slightly different. Because a lot of people, and obviously me included, you know, got into Crash and Spyro like around the same time. I got into Crash first, but I eventually ended up getting into Spyro through the demo discs, and then eventually we got the first game. I do think that if Crash 4 retcons Wrath of Cortex to Wonder Mutant, it would suck low-key as story gameplay. I don't think it's going to do that. I don't think... See, retconning... I know Jump Button and people were talking about, okay, chill it with the retcons because we don't know if that's going to happen, or even those who, I guess, know more than others, in terms of us who are part of that press release thing. For those who might know more somehow, I think they already kind of know how the story's going to go, and they just can't say anything yet. But, like, point being, I personally don't know if I don't think it's going to be a retcon. I think this Crash 4 is part of an alternate timeline. I know that Wrath of Cortex isn't outright called Crash 4. It is in Japan, but with this one, unanimously across everything, this one's going to be called Crash 4. And then with, you know, them teasing that it's, you know, coming after Insane, so after Insane's Crash 3 ending, now this happens. So it lends to the idea, excuse me, like I was saying earlier, that Insane might be like, in terms of the in-game, in-universe, in terms of the story, this might be more of a retelling than a full-blown, you know, remaster. That's why we can do this. Play as Coco in Crash 1 or Crash 2. And they explained that. Vivi explained in this little silly way that Coco was messing with the time twister in Warped to be able to bring herself back to these two, the events of these two games, so she can join Crash. So in that, is there somehow some way that something gets messed up somewhere that causes them to go on a different adventure than what ends up happening in Wrath of Cortex? I don't know. So that way, now out of universe, in the real world, instead of us getting a Wrath of Cortex remaster, which would be Crash 4 remastered, now we're getting like a brand new game under the label Crash 4. I don't know. Some multiverse bullshit. Once you start getting into multiverses and all that other crap, it's hard to... I know it more than anyone else. It's hard to keep it all in your head, to wrap your head around it all. It's hard to keep track of what happens in multiverses and this and that and in this timeline, blah blah blah, and in this, which leads me to believe if we're dimension hopping or whatever, sort of like how Ratchet and Clank's gonna probably do it. That's probably why Tana looks the way she does, and people were like, "What the fuck? Why does she have blue hair?" And it's like all weird now. Like it's probably because in some different dimension, alternative rift somewhere, she probably looks like that. I don't know. Maybe she's part of a Resistance crew. Will they make the fucking Nitro Squad canon? I don't know. Will we see the Trophy Girls outside of CTR for the first time ever? I don't know. But there's the possibility they can do it, so most of the canon is going to seemingly be not rewritten in terms of overriding what's been written, but it'll be rewritten in a different iteration. It'll be told differently. So it's not exactly retconning what's already there, but it's taking what's been established and probably remixing it on itself, I guess. It was Zark, Pipe Dream Mode. What if that's what Crash 4 is? Going through the events of Past Warped. I don't know about that. No, this looks to be way different. I know that we've got like... See, here's the thing too, and I don't want to get too much into spoilery screenshot talk, but... It's hard to describe. There seem to be moments from what we can see in those screenshots in this upcoming game that they reuse elements from Naughty Dog Crash in this new game. That's all I'm saying. Hello, brother. You're here.
Hello. I'll go get my chair.
Okay, Victor will join us in just a minute.
How long has it been since you started the stream?
It's 25 minutes.
Okay, cool.
No, we're going for about an hour per game, give or take, because we have to go visit Grandpa at Le Scimitar. And that's going to be later on in the day. Sorry, Zark, if you missed like my whole spiel. I barely remember half of what I said because I'm just so excited and I'm just trying to focus on playing. So you can go back in the stream if it allows you to, and you can listen back to what I was saying. Basically, like I'm just reiterating what I've said before, and I think that this new game is gonna not retcon stuff from the past games, but try and combine what it wants to and what it feels like it should. And it's gonna be under like a different retelling, or basically a retelling. So instead of trying to rewrite or overwrite Wrath of Cortex, it might even just skip all of that altogether and do its own thing, thus creating some kind of different continuity. Because it's going to take place, it's seemingly taking place right after the events of, specifically Insane's version of Warped. John, how's it going? Welcome to the stream, bruh. Oh my god, I just can't wait to see. I'm excited for the gameplay, I'm excited for the animation and the cutscenes. And seeing, I want the plot, obviously, and see if we can get a more clear idea past that synopsis. I want to see like the actual plot. I want to know what happens to Aku and Uka Uka. Or more so to Aku because we haven't seen him like at all in anything that they've leaked out. The one thing I will say though, looking at some of those screenshots, not explaining what's going on in them obviously, but from the overall feeling that those screenshots give me, which again I can't exactly say is confirmed until we see stuff tomorrow, it looks like it might be another linear game. I don't really know full-heartedly. I mean, being brutally goddamn honest, like brutally honest, I hope that they do really, really different, unexpected things with the gameplay and not just make it another one of these games. These games where it's linear hallway platforming, breaking crates. Crates are obviously still around.
Oh, fuck. Oh, shit.
Good job. What's the matter? Hi, Victor.
Ugh.
So I have no idea. I was hoping for like a more open kind of Crash game. And we could still get it. Again, we've only seen like maybe 4 to 5 or 6 screenshots. Most of them of the characters in the actual gameplay. And I don't know. I'm not knocking it before it even is revealed. I'm just saying, like, I hope, from the videos I've made in the past, I hope that someone from any of these teams, because it's been confirmed, I know for a fact that there are people from, like, I think Toys for Bob, I know specifically, I think Vicarious Visions, definitely Beanox, have seen some of my videos. And not just videos of me I hate the term, used it earlier, fucking fanboying over
whatever, man.
over the game. More so, they've seen like some of my more analytical, deeper, like, you know, analysis videos on this kind of stuff. So obviously, and sometimes I straight up send it to them. Not that, you know, not that I even know if they watch them based off of me sending them to them, but they're aware of the videos we make. So like, it's all we make them and pose the questions so we can get the devs thinking about how to approach. It's like giving them a leg up on seeing what the fans want, you know, without demanding it, because there are people that say, "Give us," you know, "We want Red the Cortex remastered. We want like Twin Sanity remastered," and it's like, that. No, we're done with that. Like, because these first four got redone, and it's mainly because of not just the nostalgia factor, but getting, you know, trying to rope in a newer audience, a young audience again, because they're already going to catch all of our attentions, us who have grown up with them in our, you know, in our 20s now. Obviously, they have our full fucking attention, but I want to see kids getting into this again. Like, I want kids from like 3 years ago who were maybe like 11 playing Insane for the first time, not knowing a damn thing about Crash, and now they'll be like 14, almost 15, and they'll be like, "Oh my god, I played these games a few years ago. They're coming out with a new one." Because that's the kind of feeling that we used to get when Twin Sanity was brand new, when Wrath of Cortex was brand new. Titans and them were like, you know, brand new. I was always like, "Oh my god, a new Crash game! Like, this is crazy." Obviously, that's changed over the course of like what, fucking 12 years. We won't Crash Bash Remaster. Exactly. I'm just gonna take that L. Oh, that's a big L. Never mind. That was a big L. I'm just rushing.
There goes Green, Nat, and Twan before he left Vivi.
Yes.
When was that?
Not long after Insane. He almost left before Insane was announced. Before Activision came to them saying, "Oh hey, do you want to remaster the first 3 Crash games?" He was already planning to leave. So I don't know if he did work, I believe, for a couple of Skylanders games. I think he did stuff for Imaginators, I think. And then, because I think he was more freelancing, I believe, than like an actual part of the team in Albany. Oh my god.
Holy shit.
If I'm not mistaken, I could be, but I think that's how it goes with him. And then
I should have done something familiar.
they were like, "Oh, wait. You want to do Crash?" And he was like, "Yeah." Those were the days when we didn't believe him. Remember we used to just see him around?
Yes.
And then all of a sudden,
It was so funny.
he was like,
too,
"Oh, hey, I worked on this." And we were like, "What? No,
it was so
what?"
funny too because like when we streamed, you would see him early in the comments. And you would see him commenting. It's like, but we didn't know it was him. So it's like, you know.
Well, rather, we didn't know he was a developer. We thought he was just a dude. What do you want in a new Spyro game? Oh boy.
Here we go.
Well, I don't know if I'm going to devolve into that because I want to save it for a video. But basically, if you take some kind of a wide open... I'm going to say this. Erin did a video about if... She posed the question, can there ever be a game like for Spyro that is some kind of a game that fuses all these kinds of elements, characters, enemies, environments, locations from different Spyro games.
Could I do a few minutes?
Yeah, in an effort to respect and acknowledge the history.
Wrong button.
The history. You also didn't have to do that. You could have just clicked it and it would have automatically switched you. Do you remember how to time his things?
Kind of.
Aaron posed the question, can there be a game for Spyro that celebrates the series' history the way that Nitro does for Crash? Adding all these elements, remastering all these different things, all these characters that we haven't seen in literally fucking years or even over a decade in just one game. And for Crash, that was Nitro, but can there be one for Spyro? And I think that there could be, but it would have to be a very, very intricately done game. Reignites everything.
Nope.
Right there, I should have done. No, it's gonna go away. He has to be on that one.
Yeah.
So jump on, and go. Okay. Well, the timing is weird on this last one. Go, do it.
Yeah.
A racing game. Not a racing game. I don't know about that. We don't need Spyro to copy exactly the same beats and genre skips that Crash has, you know. I don't know if racing would fit all of Spyro in general. I'm thinking something more fantasy-based, because that's what Spyro basically is. How's it going? Oh, Jesus. I'm gonna call you Golden Deer. That's what I'm gonna call you. How's it going? I want to say something more fantasy-based. No, Frederick. Not a Spyro FPS. Yeah, you grab hold of Sparks and he goes... the little shots that he shoots out in Spyro 3. You grab Sparks and you do that.
No, it'd be like the FPS sections in Banjo
2. Yeah, I was gonna say. That's what I was thinking of. That's why you grab hold of Sparks and it's like this. It's so tiny. Pronounced motor mouse. Yeah, I was gonna say that, but then I was like,
I thought that's how it was.
Hey. Yeah. But yeah, something more fantasy based. And I have an idea. For the longest time I didn't have any kind of idea of what they could do for Spyro. And it didn't necessarily dive into, it didn't merge into that question that Aaron posed of, could there be a Spyro game like there is one for Crash that celebrates Spyro's history as a series? With all these references and Easter eggs and integrations and all these characters coming back and all that stuff. But in thinking about it, Spyro Reignited Tales. Nublitz, how's it going? Crash Battle Royale. Oh, Jesus. Crash Horde mode. I haven't seen much out of the way of SpongeBob's Horde mode, but that's going to be interesting. You really want that life? Is it worth it?
Yes, it is.
Swear to God.
Because knowing my dumbass, I'm going to lose a bunch of them.
And, yeah, basically, for a new Spyro game, I think there can be a game that celebrates Spyro's history the way there is one for Crash. And it would be some kind of a spin-off-y game that probably wouldn't have to follow anyone's story. Again, for Spyro, it's going to be even weirder. What the hell are you going to do for Spyro? I mean, sure, I suppose if it's about time, it follows, you know, Insane's Crash 3. Someone somewhere, one of the Beanox or Vivi or somebody, some dev under Activision is going to get the idea to do a Spyro game that takes place after Reignited's, you know, Year of the Dragon. But, like, since I don't really want them to, like, repeat the same kind of things, that you're going to die.
Oh,
yeah.
I didn't, okay.
I saw that coming. I don't really want them to, like, repeat those kinds of beats. Like, I know that we always say that Spyro and Crash have done a lot of similar things, but they don't have to. For a while there, with Spyro being rebooted and Crash having 2 games that, you know, kind of like redesigned everything. That's where they started to kind of split directions a little bit. So I kind of want to see that again, sort of. So the idea I would have for a Spyro game right after Reignited is something that's not what they're doing with Crash, being, you know, It's About Time coming right after Insane and Nitro Fueled. But I'm not going to talk much about that idea yet here, because I might still want to do a video on it. But it'd be a pretty cool idea, I think. In my opinion,
Oh my god.
it could be a really good idea if it were done right, I guess. I'm not gonna read that name, but what's up? Please don't be a troll, I beg of you. Imagine how Cinder would be in a classic style Spyro game. Well, that's what I'm saying. If there were a game that could combine all these kinds of characters from across different continuities. See, Spyro has different continuities. Crash doesn't. Certain Crash games will retcon certain things, like certain elements, not entire plots, for the most part. Like, we never find out how how Cortex and Entropy become their regular selves from when they were turned into babies in Crash 3. Between the original CTR, Wrath of Cortex, whatever else that was coming out after the original Crash 3, we never found that out. It just got retconned. It was like, whatever, who cares? We never found out how Cortex got out of Crash's head in Twinsanity. It just, Tag Team Racing, Titans, Boom Bang, none of them explained anything. Doesn't matter. Why did you think you'd go under them?
You know, man.
But even though those things got retconned, it doesn't necessarily mean that they're different continuities. Especially when a lot of those games do make direct references to previous games. Titans makes, references to Twinsanity, and Twinsanity actually takes place 3 years after Wrath of Cortex. So, canonically, Twinsanity is the sequel to Wrath of Cortex. That's why it's Crash 5 in Japan. For Spyro, though, Spyro's got 3 different continuities. Spyro's got the classic Spyro up until Shadow Legacy, there's the Legend reboot, and then there's his iteration in Skylanders. It's not exactly a Spyro continuity, but it's him integrated into this otherly universe. So there's a lot to pull from these different tellings of Spyro, these different iterations. Mm-hmm. And that's where that line should be blurred. You don't really in this, at this point, I don't think it necessarily matters where you pull elements from. Nice. It didn't matter in Nitro Fueled because we got shit from Bash, from The Huge Adventure, from Entrance, from Twinsanity, from Tag Team Racing, from, Titans Mind Over Mutant. We got, all these things from different Crash games. Didn't matter if it was mobile, Crash Bandicoot Nitro Kart 2 with Yaya. It didn't matter. So for Spyro, it shouldn't exactly matter either, as long as it still remains within that realm of it's Spyro, Because there's no doubt, especially in this new game now with Crash, it being from Toys for Bob, no doubt they'll find some way to throw some kind of Skylanders Easter egg or references in there. There were some in Reignited. There were very, very subtle ones, but there were Skylanders references in Reignited. But instead of it being a Spyro 4, it should be like its own whole otherly theme. I'm still trying to vie for it, not sticking to that whole true Crash 4, true Spyro 4. Now that we've got a Crash 4, I'm still not calling it a true Crash 4. I would instead call this an alternate Crash 4. Especially if we find out tomorrow that there's dimension bridging and fucking timeline skipping around alternate continuities. If that's a factor in this game about time, then that basically confirms that this Crash 4 is a different Crash 4 branching out of a different timeline than what Wrath of Cortex took the series from there. Wrath of Cortex happened, and like I said, Twinsanity is the sequel. So Twinsanity's plot from what we've got in the final game wouldn't have happened in the sense of how you see little bits of how Wrath of Cortex ended and now Twinsanity begins. Wouldn't have happened if Wrath of Cortex wasn't a thing. So Wrath of Cortex kicked off a lot of where Crash went after a while, it was an influencer on where the series went. But now with this revisitation of classic Naughty Dog Crash, coming out of it with another Crash 4 isn't going to retcon stuff, in my opinion. I think it's going to branch it off into a different timeline of different adventures, which grants the developers more freedom to make newer games after It's About Time, and they can follow It's About Time. It's About Time can get a sequel if that's what they end up wanting to do after all of this. I don't know, but you can just go off of there and do new stuff. You don't have to keep remastering stuff and keep trying to, you know, do all that. But that's where I see it. And for like a Spyro game, you can have a game, whether it's a spin-off or whatever, probably a spin-off, but I don't know, that can still keep the adventure platforming aspect of Spyro, but yet can, you know, still pay all these homages to different things throughout the history and the different continuities. I think it can happen. Crash is a cartoon at the end of the day, so when some things aren't exactly explained, I don't think it's the biggest deal. That's what I was saying, yeah. Little bits and elements, like them, you know, aging back up after becoming babies, and Cortex finding a way out of Crash's head. We don't know how that stuff happens, but obviously it did happen. So, not explained, never explained. I don't think it necessarily matters. If they happen to explain the baby thing in It's About Time, then hey, that's funny, you know? Tedious Honor. Sunset Vista is better than the remake, not the music. In my opinion. The music is much weaker, in my opinion. I hate the Lost City. Didn't the classic Spyro still end with it? Yes, that was Shadow Legacy. Which I don't think anyone played. I haven't played it. I don't know what the fuck happens in that game. All I know is it's a somewhat sequel to Hero's Tale, because Red's in it again. But that's like all I know. I don't know what else happens in Shadow Legacy that connects to any other Spyro games. Zorik has a whole headcanon. I'm trying to read it all. Nice. Oh god, I'm sweating. Now I'm starting to feel the heat. I didn't earlier when I woke up this morning. I was like, oh, today's an okay day. This entire week is going to be in the hundreds. Oh. Shit sucks, man. I can't wait to be playing fucking Rehydrated on Tuesday and look like I just got out of the shower.
Do you want to finish the rest of this level? Because I can't do fucking... Or at least I can't do the bonus. No.
The series that had its roots in PS1 died in the DS. The main continuity just ended on the DS. I know.
It'd be so crazy.
No, you didn't spell it wrong. I said it weird. I said rotes instead of roots or routes. There's only two. Oh fuck! I can't believe I wrote a fanfic. Dude, I wrote all kinds of weird shit for Crash and Spyro when I was a kid. Cause that was the thing I liked. I liked seeing a new game come every couple years. And sometimes my little fucking autistic boy brain imagination would, I'd start writing shit for weird Crash games or whatever. But it's just because I was so, like, just ready for the next game as a kid. Because like I say, the last time that ended for Crash was basically, up until recent years, when I was starting to use Wikipedia a lot as a kid, because the only real places online I would go to when I started using the internet regularly was like Wikipedia, and that's how I found out about new Crash stuff for the most part, around the like late 2000s, and YouTube. because I would see the trailers and stuff on YouTube, but I would learn in general that a new Crash game was even coming by going on Wikipedia, going into the bottom segment where you can see the list of all the games and stuff, and you can click on whatever link you want. And if I saw something new that wasn't there before, I'd be like, oh my god, some news for Crash is coming. I remember that specifically. And then that's how I found out about Tag Team, I think. I was like, there's a new Crash Racing game? And I was like, so hyped for it. And that's the only... Tag Team Racing is the only game I actually saw commercials of on TV. Well, I might have seen Twinsanity ones on TV. Maybe, I don't remember, but I definitely saw them, I think, on YouTube. Like the Steve-O ones and shit. From the guys from Jackass. Like, they would do, like, recreations of the team moves. And that was the, you know, commercial for Twinsanity. I don't know if those aired on TV, but I definitely saw them online. When I was a kid.
I was gonna say, didn't we see
I went on the fucking Twinsanity website. Who remembers the Twinsanity website? Fuck, man. That was good. Or fucking Crash Village. That shit was dope.
Someone at some point actually put up like an image of it and like the background that used to be a part
And
of it.
I was fucking transported right back into fucking 2007.
I was like, I remember when Marcelo was on those.
I printed a few of them out. Unfortunately, I don't think I have those pictures anymore, but I printed out some of those creations, those little
I have
Titans.
those two. I have the two ones from Crash Village. Like the ones that the person posted
Yeah.
on Twitter.
I mean, I don't know if I still have mine. I hope I do somewhere, like in the garage, with all the other papers we just had in there of drawings and shit we did as cringy drawings we did as kids. This is evil Crash Bandicoot. He turned evil, and this is Tails. He turned bad. We were always interested in when characters went evil.
Yeah.
Because we drew a bunch of like, just like, here's Dark Crash or some bullshit, I don't know. So fucking cringy. We were forced to write a crossover fanfic in school,
hell, not
so I
even,
chose
just
Crash and Spyro.
Or hell, not even like that. Just like we just did drawings of like different variations of like an evil Crash or
Yeah.
something.
Or like Shadow Mario or some shit.
Yeah, or something like that.
This is Dark Mario, he's got black around his eyes. I mean, that's just basically Super Mario Brothers.
Yeah.
It was a weird ass assignment. A weird assignment. Should he made a tweet about Crash 4? Did he, like, right now? You can do some more if you want. Alright.
Oh,
Road
boy.
to nowhere. I hear
It's Road to Now here.
everyone's favorite. Oh, I gotta stand up real quick. My knee is bothering me. Oh, God.
Awesome. I timed that all wrong.
Where's the Shuhei tweet? Raven, how's it going?
Yo.
Okay. Oh yeah, it's okay, guys. Comments the "wow, you're stupid" comments. It took me just now to realize. I believe because I just looked. I saw this little you can't see it. I saw this little animation right here. Coco having goggles is a throwback to Mind Over Mutant. Because look, she actually wears them right here. Look at in this little cartoon. Nice, you missed.
Huh.
And I was like, oh wait, me stupid, me forgot that Coco wears goggles in Mind Over Mutant. I was like, she hasn't worn goggles before.
Holy shit. Oh my god.
Oh, shit, man.
Oh my god, I almost made the same mistake again.
Oh man.
Damn it. You see those 80 lives are gonna go down to 53.
Oh please no, I want to keep my perfect record. If I don't die a
Oh my
single
God.
time in Crash 1, then by the time I get to Sunset Vista, I should already have like 99 lives. That's how I've timed it. I've never been in a deathless run of Crash 1 before, whether it's the original or Insane. But from the original Crash 1, I've timed it before when I was younger, and the best I've ever done running through all of Crash 1 in about just over an hour. I only died once in Slippery Climb. Not 100%ing the game, just beating the game from Insanity Beach to Cortex. I only died once in Slippery Climb. But I kept 99 throughout the whole thing up until I usually will hit 99 by the time I get a Sense of Vista.
Okay, here.
Okay.
God fucking damn it! I can't do this.
Oh yeah.
I hate Road to Nowhere.
Okay, I see.
She's cold.
Cold cocoa. Oh no.
Wrong button.
Okay. This is Road to Nowhere. I'm gonna make you do fucking High Road.
No. But God, no, please.
No. Because of the sharper controls here, I have a different method for doing these levels than I did for the original Crash one. Because Crash was more slippery, especially in midair. Mm-hmm. So see how I'm just stopping and going right here?
Yes.
I would have to actually turn Crash around like this. So I have to like jump and go like this. Jump and go like this. But the controls are a bit tighter here, so I don't have to do that. I just stop my tracks and just kind of go, and then jump and go, and jump and go. I remember reading this PBS Kids pirate ship fanfic. Man, the Sesame Street monster is really fucked up, Caillou.
What the fuck?
And then he goes, poor Barney, they ate him, not so super de-duper moment.
Okay.
I remember I had a VHS of Barney where it was basically a big fucking game of Mario Party, because they were standing on a big board and they were like rolling dice or something to move how many ever spaces. Oh, so this guy's just not coming back because I killed him. Alright.
That actually sounds familiar.
I don't know if we still have it, but yeah. Because I used to watch it all the fucking time.
I was gonna say, do you remember what it was called?
No.
Oh.
No. I just remember they sang songs about Baby Bop's like blanket or whatever. She had like a blanket or something. That sounds more like Peanuts because Linus always had his security blanket. I'm glad we're finally getting a new game because I can finally judge it on its own. Yes, that's the one thing. People shouldn't. You can compare moments, again, because I know that there is one screenshot where they did take a certain moment from the original Night Dog games to kind of redo for this new game. So if they have moments where it's more of an homage than, okay, we're recreating this from the ground up exactly the way it was in the original games, then it's whatever. The whole game, the game as a whole, is not a recreation of anything. It's its own. This is finally, I'm saying, it's a new game. We finally have something that's brand new. And I love it. Don't even get me started on Boo Bob's Arc, I swear to God.
Mm-hmm.
Whatever Zark's coming is.
I would say, like, what do you mean by that?
By
there
what?
was an arc.
What?
His
Wait.
arc it says the Boo Bob was totally close.
I don't know if it was a thing. I don't know if it was a thing in the actual shows, but it's because the shows were kind of the same at that point. Yeah. Boo Bob came out, I think, after Teletubbies, and Boo Bob took a while to come here to the U.S. sometime after Teletubbies. Boo Bob fucking creeped me out, and it's scary, and it's gross, and no one should ever watch that ever. Teletubbies are slightly cuter, and they're funny, and they're dumb. But they're not fucking scary.
I was gonna say, I have no clue what this Boo Bob
Just comparing Boo Bobs to Teletubbies. Because they're about these colorful little characters that just kind of are in their own little world and just do shit. And it's educational, maybe. It's just there to put on and shut us little kids up.
Okay. Okay.
Or demand tubby toast, and then your grandma will have to make you toast and cut it into circles and use a straw to make the eyes and a spoon for the mouth. Do you remember that, Grandma?
You always ask her, and then she says yes.
And it was tubby toast. The boobas look like the fucking front cover of that Disturbed album where the guy's head is going into his body. Because that's what their heads do. You never see their full faces. And they look creepy. And they don't talk. They just click and make noises and shit. Like little fucking aliens. Johnny! I don't know you went live till now. Well, that's why you should follow us on Twitter. We always make announcements on Twitter. Also, we weren't planning on going live today, but then I just got the idea. I was like, you know what? Because the announcement's tomorrow, let's go through like all of as much of Insane as we can today, you know?
Never late than never.
Yeah, is Bihar going to join us? Probably. I don't know, because she's out and about right now. They're doing stuff for Father's Day.
John was Teletubbies was serviceable to watch, and it can be really funny at times, especially the vacuum.
I fucking love Nunu. Don't even get me started on Nunu. He was blue. He reminded me of a little Thomas character. Like I loved him. He made weird slurping noises that I'm pretty sure people will make dirty jokes about in today's day and age. So I'm glad Teletubbies isn't a thing anymore right now. As far as I'm aware. Is there more over here? Okay. So because Sense of Vista is really fucking long, I think after this and then the Koala Kong fight, we'll move on to Crash 2.
Damn. Like a real pro.
Shut up. I was hoping I would just... that wall would just push me into the water after you said that.
Like a real pro.
Poof. Like immediately. Better late than never.
I still find it funny on how I found out how to get that one box in, what was it? The Lost City, I think?
Yeah. To get the Brio fucking token?
And you're like, what? You can do that?
So I didn't fucking know.
I was like, I mean, it's just there as a bouncy crate. Why else would it be there?
Because normally you don't... Well, not you don't, but you wouldn't want to... And it's such a confined space, why would you even try to jump on a bouncy crate when it's in such a confined space? Usually if you don't want the fruit, you'll just fucking... Look, I'm just gonna... Yeah, fuck that crate. I don't want the fruit from it right now. Wee. Can I beat that cycle? No. If I want to skip if I want to be a risky little biscuit and skip the checkpoint. I see that little kitty. Maybe you should show him off to the camera in his once again coveted boy cameo appearance. Okay. We'll do it later.
Yes, you. They're looking at me for being on.
Boom. They're all fruit. They turn to fruit now.
They turn into apples.
Nope. You threw me all out of whack with that fucking apples comment.
Dude, I jinxed the fuck out of you.
You did, man. Are you streaming tomorrow? Yes. So here's what's gonna happen, everyone. Keep your ears peeled. Okay. If anyone was watching with us, whether it was through Twitter or actually through Periscope, when the PS5 stuff was going on, we're going to be doing that again tomorrow. Mm-hmm. So we're going to go live first with ARMS and Smash Brothers, because that's at 7. And then the little pre-show or whatever for the, whatever's happening for Summer Game Fest is happening at 7:30, but the actual, I think, reveal of Crash is going to actually take place at 8. So we'll have plenty of time, and I think the reveal for ARMS and Smash is only like a half hour, isn't it?
Yeah, it's around 35 minutes.
So they're timing it quite well, actually.
Mm-hmm.
So that way we don't, those of us who want to watch both won't miss one or the other, you know?
Yeah.
So we're gonna go live with Smash Brothers at 7, and then we're gonna take a break after that, and then come back for Crash. So we're gonna be filming our own reactions and all that shit, but then we're also gonna, we're gonna stream it through Periscope. No. Shantae's not getting a Mii costume. If they give her a Mii costume, I will fucking do something. I don't know what, but it'll be very bad.
I will drink 2 cans of Sprite at the same time.
No. I'll probably scream. But I'll probably scream anyway if she ends up being an actual character.
By the way, I think there will be screaming no matter what.
By the way, this is the first character for the second Fighter's Pass, right?
What, Arns? Yes.
Well, for Smash, yeah. Because we had our 5 characters already from the first pass, because the last one was Byleth, whatever I pronounced their name.
Yeah.
So, that was the end of that.
Yeah, that was the end.
And there's 6 characters coming here for this one.
Yes. And the Arns one is the first one.
Yeah, okay.
So I love everyone's comments of being like, make it happen where it's like an Arms character, but then it's like Rayman, because Rayman doesn't have arms. I'll let the cats move.
Drink water if she gets in. Oh, I will. Don't you worry. Grab that cat.
No, look at him.
Snatch that cat.
He's a tired kitty.
Take hold of that kitty. Okay. He's trying to find out how to get warm.
He looks like a little.
He's been cursed with being a dark furred cat. Look at him.
I know.
He's like, whatever shall I do? Just stay cool. He's like, eh.
If Rayman gets a Mii costume, I'll be livid. I don't see how something like that could.
I was about to say there isn't too much Ubisoft stuff being represented, but then there is because the Rabbids have a fucking Mii outfit.
There's Rabbids and Assassin's Creed.
And Assassin's Creed. Rayman just has a fucking spirit right now. Yeah. And a trophy in the last game. Yeah, he needs to be a character. Those are still the top 3 for me. Is Crash, Rayman, and Shantae. Those are still my top 3. Alright guys, do we fight Koala Kong or no? Because it's already been over the hour mark and I want to switch over to Crash 2. Does it really matter? Again, we're not saving this, so I don't think it matters. But do you want to see the Koala Kong fight or no? Yeah, Crash has no representation at all. Hopefully mix into as a character at some point. I mean, he's got a big following. There's a lot of Crash stuff to pull from, you know, nowadays more than ever. He's been on Nintendo consoles since, you know,
like
Huge Adventure
and Nitro Fueled are on Switch.
That's what I'm saying. So, ever since they went multi-platform, like the first game that they went multi-platform, which was Wrath of Cortex, and the first Nintendo exclusive game was Huge Adventure. And ever since then, Crash has been on, like, basically, except for the Wii U. It's the only console he hasn't been on, is the Wii U.
Yeah.
Flip a coin.
Freddy says go for it, but Zart's just like, flip a coin.
Let's flip a coin.
Flip your bottle cap right there.
No, it's not even. I need a coin.
Well, I mean...
Are there any coins in the... Go get a coin from over there.
Just do it so that we can just... So that when you do it, then we can just switch.
Fine. But yeah. Shut up, Koala Kong, with your fucking little small ass. Whoop. Google flip a coin. I forgot I could do that.
Can't really.
Not everything is digital for us, Zark. I would actually go find a coin to literally flip.
Yes.
To physically flip.
Going off of the whole Smash stuff, since we were on that, I still find it funny when people think that some characters can't get in because of whatever their reasoning is. And it's like, I don't know, because when a character is chosen, they go back to their origins.
They do at the same time.
To where it's like, that's where they kind of mostly do like the inspirational stuff. Cause
But not all the time. Sometimes it's...
I mean, yeah.
It varies for certain characters, and a lot of those characters happen to be the anime characters. Xenoverse got a game, that's why Shulk's in. Final Fantasy whatevers for 7 and all that. Final Fantasy 7, even before remake or during remake or whatever, 7 in general is one of the more fan favorite Final Fantasy games. That's why Cloud has his look. Because I keep hearing somewhere on the line, or people in general are again bringing up Sora for some reason, and I'm like, what are they gonna pull from? I guess they could pull from 3, but 3's not even on the Switch, is it? What Nintendo stuff could they pull from for Kingdom Hearts? Or because they said that Disney had something to do with the Mii Fighter costume, and will Sora be one? So I don't care.
Yeah.
There are plenty of Kingdom Hearts games in for like GBA and DS and I think even 3DS and all that, but it's like
someone put up every logo of each
every
Kingdom Hearts game.
fucking logo,
and it's like, oh,
some of the
my
shit
God.
is stupid and ridiculous.
The names are what,
yes,
the names
it's
are like
so dumb.
Me.
It's like what the fuck?
It's like, how did you come up with
how
all
many
of this?
times do you need to redo?
How many times do you need to retcon your own shit?
No, not
just
retcon.
redo it?
Just fucking. They're like ports or something, or not even so much as ports.
No, a good majority of them are ports, but other ridiculous.
But what do they have
name
shit
titles,
like 2.8 prologue final mix, whatever the fuck? What is that? What does that mean? What does that mean? You can't abbreviate that and it makes sense. CWOC, what is that? Crash with the Cortex. Easy, 4 letters, boom, done. How the fuck? KH 2.8 FM R, so what? Like you're just saying letters at that point. It's like what the fuck is what?
It's like you're speaking in code.
Yeah, it's like some military code, and if you say that over the internet, you're gonna get like swatted or something. They're thinking you're trying to like put in like secret military codes. Well, yeah, Johnny, Kingdom Hearts has 13 games, but they're all like, it's all fucking weird. It got so convoluted to the point that they had to go ahead and re-release them again under one name to make it all the ones that are canonical to the story that are supposed to catch up newcomers up before Kingdom Hearts 3 came out. It was called The Story So Far. They called it The Story So Far. And it's like, oh, so this wouldn't have happened if you just had a fucking cohesive, steady rollout of your games that were canonical to the fucking plot. And a lot of them are fucking handheld, and it's like, what? Whose decision was that? Like, just now you decide, let's put all the important ones on console. Why aren't they all on console?
I don't know.
It makes no sense.
It really doesn't. Like, when you look at them all, it's like, what the fuck? How did it come to this?
How do we get here? Like, that's the thing. How did they get to this point where that's what they have to do now?
Predator goes, apparently Kingdom Hearts 3 was Kingdom Hearts 11 and all.
Excuse me, when did I hit 3 boxes? Okay, well I did all that for no reason. Here, I'll at least get the crystal. I'll at least do this, because I'd have to do like 3 times at that point. Well, I still have to, but whatever. You know what, who cares about the fucking gems?
Who gives?
We're not saving this. This is just a casual rundown. We didn't even finish the first game. And trust me, I really wanted to do Island 3.
Well done.
Well, thank you, Cortex.
Well done, fucker.
Well done, you shit.
Kingdom Hearts, only friendship matters. Friendship, darkness, darkness, friendship. My soul, is this real? Friendship, dark.
Is this real?
The darkness, heart, Mickey Mouse, Goofy, darkness. Sora, Roxas. Organization 13. Darkness. Hades, probably.
Well, no. I was gonna say, like, what?
Pete!
Oh my god.
Maleficent. Darkness.
I was gonna say wasn't the whole beginning of like
Oh, and Heartless. Sorry, know what?
In Kingdom Hearts 1, wasn't it purely like it's like original stuff, but also Disney?
Well, it's anime / Final Fantasy and Disney. There are Final Fantasy elements. Sephiroth, and I think even Cloud, Aerith is in there. Fucking, I think Tifa's in there too.
Cloud is. I know for a fact Cloud is.
What's his name from Super Mario World? What's his name?
Oh, Squall?
Yes, with the scar across his face. Yes, he's in there. He's in the first one. But his name is like Leon or something. It's a different name. Well, not about Leon. It's some other name. I forgot. He has a different name. It's like, why though? Why the fuck are why is Final Fantasy? It's essentially Final Fantasy X across Disney.
Yeah. Right.
Like, why? What? Who the hell thought that was a good idea? Sorry, guys. If this is your first time finding out that we think Kingdom Hearts is fucking weird, I apologize if you didn't think we were automatically fans. I tried getting into it a long time ago, and I never beat the first game. The first game is the only one I ever have. I've ever owned. And I got stuck like an Alice in Wonderland.
I was gonna say, like...
Nobody's, somebody's. Yeah, that's the thing, too.
Yeah.
What do you say?
I was gonna say, like... I had kind of wanted to, like, try and, like... At least play Kingdom Hearts 1 and see just how far it could go in it. But,
I mean, we teased a playthrough on vid games years ago. There's always a chance we can do that. I'm gonna make fun of it. I'm sorry. If any of you right now, this is my statement. If we ever do Kingdom Hearts for vid games and you watch it thinking we're gonna have this like very passionate playthrough where we like take everything in with awe, not gonna happen. Everything in Kingdom Hearts is fucking ridiculous, and I'm gonna poke at it and fucking tear that shit apart. I'm gonna make fun of it. I'm sorry. It's gonna probably happen. You can't take it seriously. And sometimes they want you to, and it's like, how? A game with Mickey Mouse wearing a fucking black hood, and we're supposed to take this shit seriously.
And a boy with big ass clown shoes.
You can't take this seriously. What the fuck?
I love Johnny's comment here. It says, darkness begets darkness within darkness with a sprinkle of darkness.
That's basically what all the dialogue is in Kingdom Hearts. You know what? I'm proud of you guys in the chat that you didn't immediately go, dude, what the fuck? Why making fun of Kingdom Hearts for? Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, even the fans are like, sometimes this shit gets ridiculous. I can appreciate that.
Just like, we don't expect you to understand. We just want to watch. I mean, you know.
To watch us just go. So, like, when you guys already know about shit that comes up that's like really annoying and we have to do it and we're blind to it, you're gonna be like, ooh, this is gonna be good.
Oh, this is gonna be good.
They're gonna rage the fuck out.
We have Mr. Azimuth 24.
What's up?
Hello. He goes, kind of sucks when Kingdom Hearts 1 is the simplest game in the series to understand.
Well, because it was the first one. They didn't know they were going to build this whole complicated, convoluted bullshit around it. They were like, silly kid in a onesie takes a sword shaped like a key and smacks Nibbas with it. That's all the first game is. Oh, also Mickey's probably there, I think. Goofy and Donald, sure.
And mostly darkness.
And also darkness. So you can't forget darkness. It's just that's all it is.
And Toy Story. I'm sorry.
That's not the first one. That's the third one.
Mm-hmm.
It's not the first one. Okay, I was gonna say. I was trying to say like, no, it's in the first one. Like, no, it's not.
No, I know it's not.
They didn't acquire Pixar shit until like way later.
Yeah, no.
Because Kingdom Hearts 3 is like basically the Pixar game.
Yeah.
The Tangled's in there. Fucking Tangled is not Pixar, but I'm trying to think of like everything that's new as well. Like Tangle was new for Kingdom Hearts. Wreck-It Ralph was new. Monsters Inc., Pixar, Toy Story.
Really? I don't remember.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure Wreck-It Ralph is... Guys, isn't Wreck-It Ralph in Kingdom Hearts? I'm pretty sure they are. You can dump on Sora and Kairi.
I know there's Big Hero 6. I remember that.
Yes, I remember that. Did I not? Oh, I didn't do the bonus run, did I? I honestly don't remember.
The Lion King?
Lion King, yes. Because he's a summon. Oh, Wreck-It Ralph's a summon, okay. Lion King, I do remember that.
Oh, there's the cat.
Frozen is... Okay, Frozen, I remember that.
Yes.
So, you oh, it's... I thought I could, like, time it.
I need to conserve power.
I refuse to accept
I will communicate with you again after you retrieve the fifth crystal.
It's a movie within the game.
It's multiple movies within the game.
They're all movies.
I mean, yeah.
If you go on YouTube, you type in Kingdom Hearts all cutscenes, they say it's the movie.
I bet you 10 to nothing if we looked up, like, all cutscenes.
I bet you 10 to nothing if we looked up Kingdom Hearts. Oh, it's gonna be like fucking like 20 hours. It's a full,
20 plus hours.
a full day straight long. That's another thing I've heard. There, a lot of in a lot of the Kingdom Hearts games, all the cutscenes are so like, not that the cutscenes themselves are particularly long, but they're just so fucking many of them. What's up, Austin? That like.
We're talking about Kingdom Hearts.
They go over like 5-6 hours per game worth of cutscenes and story, and it's like, okay, normally I wouldn't mind that because, but like,
is it just a whole thing? Like, are they just
the plot of it? Well, not even that. The plot in general. Who the fuck cares when it's a lot of the same shit, and it's all this convoluted, weird shit that like you can't even follow. I wouldn't mind it if it was this plot you could follow and something you could actually take seriously. If Kingdom Hearts were its own thing, and if Disney's partnership just included, like, okay, they'll make some Disney-esque references, maybe I'd be able to appreciate it more, of, like, the crossoverness of it. But to make it, like, fucking Final Fantasy with, like, original Kingdom Hearts-specific anime shit, and it just happens that there's also Disney characters in there, it sounds weird, and it's like, I don't... Over time, I think the idea just became less and less, like, interesting to me. Which is why I haven't really ever returned to it, because it doesn't interest me anymore. But apparently, the fan base and everything is still going as strong as ever. It's as convoluted as ever.
Johnny goes, Sora had no special interaction with the Frozen world, they just used the shit songs. Mr. Smith goes, thank God the cutscene skip was brought into Kingdom Hearts 1 FM, which I guess is Final Mix. Then Frederick randomly just goes, I have a SpongeBob plush that you can fill up with water to make him thicker.
Nice, Frederick.
Alright.
Well, I mean, we are getting into, you know, 2 days. In 2 days, we're gonna get rehydrated. I'm excited, man. Yeah. I'm fucking hyped for that.
Then also in a few days too, we get Ninja.
Oh fuck, that's right.
Because
oh
recently
god
they
damn
made
it.
the announcements too for pre-downloads.
Ah shit. So we're gonna get into the proper game now of Ninja. We did the beta and we put that up on Big Games. So we got Ninja to look forward to do some more like Big Games stuff on potentially. We've got SpongeBob, we got Crash stuff tomorrow, we got Smash Brothers stuff tomorrow.
This week is like
this week's. I told you I'm going to die this weekend. This week it's gonna happen because I cannot sleep. I did take Tuesday off of work, but I got another 4 days after that to work from like 1 or 2 to about 9, and after that, you know, or as that's going on, I cannot come home to sleep because I have to upload video stuff. I have to do videos on Crash. I'm going to pass. It's gonna happen.
I'm going to cease.
I'm gonna cease existing after this.
Zark goes, to this day, I'm still amazed that Disney is okay with Kingdom Hearts considering they're super overprotective.
I don't know.
I mean, yeah.
Well, because all the anime shit that goes on is delegated to the anime characters, and the Disney characters are still wacky and all that. I guess. I don't know. Goofy dies at one point. I think in Kingdom Hearts 2.
Really?
They fake a he fakes they tease that, or not tease, but it's like, oh no, Goofy.
They make you think
And
he's dead.
yeah,
He's actually not.
yeah.
Okay.
Because drama, I think.
Because
It's dumb. It's like, this is a beloved cartoon character that's timeless. How the fuck in this video game are you ever gonna believe that they killed him? What? Oh. There's no death all allowed in Disney game. Except Ursula. You know what? Ursula deserves it because she's creepy as fuck. Ursula scared me as a child. When she
For
grew
solely
up,
that reason.
in the climax, when she grew all fucking big and shit. Oh, there it is. That scared me when I was little. I think it was the way they lit her, like her lighting. It looked really like creepy.
The way she was lit.
She got lit. It was creepy. She said, I'm turned up. She said, Ariel, get turned with me. She said, if you want to get turned, say yes, but she couldn't because she took her voice.
Oh god.
She said, not if you want to get turned.
You want to get turned. Not if you want to get fucked.
Get plastered.
Oh my god.
You're going to die.
I am. Really? Oh god. Oh god. Stupid lines. Oh god.
Oh yeah, Zark sent me the Shuei's tweet.
Oh my god.
Oh god. All sweaty. I'm surprised. I like that they made a mask for the crash suit. I hope it's of a safe material so the guy in the suit doesn't fucking suffocate in there.
Oh yeah, that.
That's what everyone's saying. They're like, can he breathe in that? I'm sure it's not pressed up right against his face, but like, it needs to be thin enough that he can breathe through it. I thought you were speedrunning. Bruh, we've said this time and time again. We're not speedrunners. I'm not. No. No, this is casual, Raven. We're just, I wonder why I got so hooked on the series to begin with. Crash, I mean. That's an interesting story. I don't know if you heard me earlier. I've got the idea, I've had it in my head for a little while now, that I may want, very soon probably, to start a kind of podcast series, like Aaron did with Spirocast, but about Crash. So it'll be like kind of the same thing as the way she would ask certain questions to her guests about Spyro. I would ask similar-ish questions to people for Crash, and we just talk about our experiences with Crash, our favorite games, our least favorite games, stories, particular stories we have, talk about characters, talk about things we've seen for It's About Time, just all that stuff, you know? So I'm going to ask Aaron if it's okay, because structurally it'll be a lot like the Spirocast series, but it'll probably be my own series, and it'll be like a spiritual successor of sorts. Darth Grievous is here. How's it going? Imagine this bonus with 10 Wumpa Fruit boxes. Remember Stormy Ascent's bonus round? It's hard, sort of. It's very short, but it's So crate cat, crate cast. Really?
Cannot believe I did all that.
You've done it. Yeah, I don't know what I'm gonna call it. I was thinking about just straight up crash cast, but you know, it kind of takes inspiration again from Spirocast. But I don't know. Spirocast just kind of like rolls off the tongue. Crash cast, while it's alliterative, is a bit harder to say really fast. You can say Spirocast, but crash cast, like it isn't. It sounds too harsh of a name, and it sounds weird. So I might not go with that. I might have a good one actually. I'm not gonna say it though. I'm not gonna say it because someone will fucking steal it, so I'm not gonna say it. Fuck! Yeah. Hemis? Is that how you say it? That's what I had. That was the name.
Wow.
Damn it. I was gonna say, I'm not gonna say it, someone will steal it. Well, instead, someone already said it out there.
I probably shouldn't have said anything.
That's whatever. Well, no, well, you would have seen some kind of visual reaction from me seeing it, seeing the comment. How oh, individuals. Oh god. Darth Grievous, keep doing your thing, bruh.
I was going, sorry, but you should do it.
No, it's fine, man.
Oh, fuck. Oh, God.
I'm not saying that you took anything or stole anything. It's just funny that I was neglecting to say it, and then you said basically what I had it right in my head.
Did you hear that? It sounded like a cat.
It's probably a cat. I hope they're not fighting out there.
Why don't you go look?
Selena Gomez. Selena Gomez is in our stream. No, I'm just. How's it going? There was a familiar face from the first game. Alright, hold on. Yeah, we heard some cats yowl. That's what it sounded like anyway. Kid? Was that an old familiar kid screech? We heard something. It was a ghost. I don't know. We heard like or something.
Sounded like a cat.
Sounded like a cat. It's probably way out somewhere. I just come back and I see Cortez going. Coco! Yay! I am living for her little outfit though, and it's about time. I fucking love it so much. I need to see more drawings of her like that. I like her hairstyle. It's truly Selena Gomez. I didn't know that she knew Destination Mart. Or was a fan of Crash Bandicoot. I didn't know that. Who was it? Was it Iggy Azalea is a fucking fan of Crash?
Really?
Yeah. She made some post some time ago about Insane.
Really?
I was like, what the fuck?
Alright.
Yeah, it's exotic.
Well, I mean, I guess it wouldn't
tubular,
be,
dude.
I guess it wouldn't be as strange with Snoop Dogg and Spyro.
Don't get me
Or
started.
Rayman.
Yeah, can Snoop like do like a theme with Crash with the oh my god. Two scenarios. One way funnier than the other. Snoop Dogg comes out and he's like, "Yo," because he has to say "yo." Crash, am I right? And then fucking the Crash guy, the Crash suit guy reveals himself. Or they've got epic music and it's all dark and mysterious and spooky, and then it just fades in on the Crash suit's feet, and it goes up and up and up, and his back's to the camera, and he turns around and Snoop is in the suit.
I was gonna say.
I would love it. And then he takes the fucking megaphone out and he starts rapping about Crash. I don't know.
Oh my god.
I would fucking love that. I would lose all my shits. All of them.
And see, it's funny because with Tekken it makes sense. With like,
I
Tekken,
suppose.
I
Even that was weird. But like, I was like, okay, I'm for this. The song's awesome.
Yeah, so it's like that's whatever. But with
Although
Rayman and
I
Spyro,
have to question like Snoop's history with Tekken, because some of the lyrics make it sound like he doesn't exactly know Tekken too well. He mentions weapons, Like, you can pick the weapons is a line from his song, but there's only 2 characters that have weapons in Tekken, and that's Yoshimitsu and Kunimitsu.
What was the other path was to get something, wasn't it?
Yeah. Snoop Dogg is my man. It's the motherfucking D-O-double-G. That way.
Yes. It's
Coco's introduction. Oh god, I don't know. Well, that's always gonna happen. We can't stop that.
what?
I forget who just said that. I think it was John. Oh, Dark. Oh, I didn't see Dark Coco, but yes, Dark Coco's introduction, especially all the fanboys making sexy fan out of her.
Oh Jesus.
Well, Dark Coco is just. Well, I mean, even that's no. Evil Coco though is, Oh yeah, one of the iPhone 65 did. I fucking love that song.
Is it that one with the PlayStation?
My console, yes. I love it. They say PlayStation. They name off Tekken 3, Omega Boost, Bloody Roar, Resident Evil, Metal Gear Solid, Gran Turismo, Oddworld. Those are the main ones. They keep repeating throughout the song.
Bloody Roar.
I said that. So wait, will you do that hypothetical podcast with me, Haru, or will you be mainly hosting it? If she wants to join it... Well, see, here's the thing. She discontinued Spirocast because of the fact of the hassle of having to put everything in order, get together with everyone. And she was talking to so many people at a time.
X-Files.
X-Files. Oh, yeah, no, you're right. I do remember that. So she might not want to be part of this podcast. I mean, because when we were throwing around SharePlay, which was entirely her idea, I was the one who was suggesting, so it was going to be like a podcast, like where we just talk about, because we didn't know what direction we wanted to go in, and it's just stuff about gaming, whatever topic we want to talk about or specific thing we want to cover, aspect about games or whatever the case is. That's what SharePlay is mainly about. But originally I was like, well, it's going to be a podcast where we talk about just games, like specific games and their stuff about them, But Aaron regards SharePlay as more of a discussion series than a podcast. And just all the stress of having to put together Spirocast every so often, every other week or so, she just didn't want to do it anymore. So I don't know if she's going to want to be part of another thing like that now, especially with a franchise that she probably does. Well, not doesn't know as much, obviously, but like, what am I trying to say? She's got more to talk about for Spyro than she probably does for Crash. So I don't know how much she would. She'll probably say like, I don't know how much I could contribute and stuff like that. She might be one of the first guests, because she wouldn't have to deal with having to put everything together for this one. It'd be me, but that just depends. I'll ask her, obviously, but if she doesn't want to, then if she at least wants to be a guest, that'd be cool. If she doesn't even want to do that, then it's just gonna be me talking with other people, basically. Shout out to the text, by the way, for the checkpoint, and the weird, what would you even consider that? The clipping, I guess, of the grate on the letters there? Who saw our last share play, by the way? We haven't done one in a while, but who saw our last one? Go. Yeah. Do it. Do it. Yeah. Hit the crouch button in terms of the music.
Well, if only I could listen to the music, I could hear it.
Yeah, we have it kind of low. I saw it. Alright, cool. Well, then you already know my stance on Coco, so.
Fucking, okay, I need a slide jump.
Yes.
So I thought I could just jump over it, but...
Was she wiping, like, her hand on her... I didn't know that they had... Wait, stay still, because I didn't know they had animations for being idle.
It's funny like that.
Yeah, she's like, oof, sweaty hands.
Huh, I stood still for a while and still made it.
I didn't know, not to see crashes, I didn't know that they had idle animations, which I don't think they did, or Crash did, in the original games. I don't know if he had idle animations while hanging from the thing.
Okay, I'm doing something wrong. I'm not sure what it is.
You want me to do it?
Yes. I was doing something wrong there.
This controller is very warm now because of our warm, soft hands.
Okay, I'm not sure.
What was
soft
what did Bentley say? Did he say soft or did he say warm? So go grab the sack in my warm hands. From that thing that they did when they were improvising.
Oh,
The voice actors.
yeah.
Did I say Bentley? I meant Murray. If I said Bentley, I meant to say Murray.
Jump and hit the circle button.
So you jump and hit the circle button. The extra height glitch? What? No. I don't even know what that is. Share play on Spotify? I don't know. I'll have to ask Erin because it's her series. Yeah. Moist. Well, no, because Erin did put some of her Spyrocasts, the first couple. I don't think ours, the one that I was on. Whoa. But, the seal went all the way over here. I think she put a couple of the first few. A couple of the first few?
A couple of the first few.
A couple of hundred of them.
A couple of hundred of them.
I think she put some of the first ones up on, I think it was Spotify, or like iTunes or something, somehow. She was able to do a little... They let you self-publish, I just forget how she did it. So if she's up for it, she could. Fuck me. This Crash podcast one that I've got, the idea that I have, I don't know if I want to put it up anywhere like that, but the other podcast, there's another podcast idea I have in my head that I definitely want to do once I can get the guys back over on a more regular basis. That one, Coco, really? That one I kind of want to put out on different platforms, probably.
I see a Dark Grievous.
See Darth Grievous. Play less rubbish. Yeah, I said that to you, Victor.
Yeah, I know.
I saw that the last comment. Aaron! Hello! Oh, shit. How's your guys' day?
I know I'm trash at Crash. You don't even remind me.
Trash or crash. Aaron's, let's get into the call. But you just got back, so I'll give you some time.
I love everyone saying that right now.
How's your guys' time? Did you guys go out for like lunch or something? For your ditty? For me papa.
You just reminded me of freaking.
And Coco's just dead. Her tailbone has collapsed in on itself.
Just like how mine has.
Okay, TMI, but alright.
What? No, I'm just saying, like.
They don't need to know that.
Well, I mean, it's whatever, man.
Anyway, what were you saying now?
The way you said that made me think of
Mark's like, get in here. That's the first thing I said, and I was like, wait a minute. Coco fucking died. But, now, what were you gonna say?
To say the way you said.
Okay.
You said that reminded me of the pizza versus burger stream when you were trying to figure out how to implement Abdul into the competition, because
shit. Okay.
Because remember the comment that he made where he was like, what, something about pummeling or whatever, like
pummeling.
Yeah, it was like, I forget what he said, but it was like he ended with Poppy, and it was like we both laughed at it because we were like, oh my god.
That's funny. You should have said Habibi. That'd be even funnier.
That's not the way.
We went out for lunch. Took a paddle boat on the lake. That's awesome. I don't think I've ever done that before. We've only been on a boat one time, and that was that little ride to go around on when we were in San Francisco. Oh yeah, it's right there. Show you can show it if you want.
Well, I'll know
show us.
Well, I'll know they're gonna see.
Put it right up to the thing. If you want to block all of everyone else out, you can put just me and you in there. Yeah, back in like what 2011, 2012, we went out to San Francisco for the first time. It was 2011.
It was like around there.
It was around there. We went to San Francisco and yeah, and we went on a little boat ride tour thing under the Golden Gate Bridge and around Alcatraz. It was really cool. Yeah. You can see that. See, we're on the boat. We're out on the water.
The sky was also very.
It got really around that area. It gets really foggy over there.
Yeah. And I want to say on this day, it was like really foggy.
Oh, not particular. Yeah, we were there for like what 3 days.
Yeah. It was 3 days. I forgot what day that was.
I remember we went to the little bird thing, and it was so humid in there I couldn't breathe.
Oh yeah.
That's the one time that's ever happened to me, and it freaked me out for a minute.
The Rainforest Cafe.
Yeah. Well, no. The cafe itself was fine.
No, I'm saying, yeah. But
it was the bird center.
No, I know what you're talking about because it was so humid. I felt it too.
Yeah, we were like, ugh, but I have the worst asthma of the two of us, so I felt like it was a little bit tighter in there. I couldn't really breathe. I couldn't go like
Yeah, you couldn't really like.
you couldn't like take the deeper breaths, and it just felt really weird. You were on a speedboat, Grandma? How was that like? That'd be fun to do. Yeah. We haven't been to Monterey Bay. We haven't been in the aquarium in so long. But yes, Aaron, let me know when you want, or if you want to get into a call, so we can put you through. Seven, 8, 9, 10.
Wow, very mature.
Sorry. Okay, it's alright. It's alright, Aaron. Oh my god. Well, sorry, guys. Remember, I'm immature and stupid. It's okay. Don't worry about it. Poor Polar. You have to round his back for reals.
You know the opposite of follow?
Opposite of follow? I don't know. Ignore. I don't know. Ignore. I don't know. That's what specific word for your little What happened there? I wasn't even paying attention.
That doesn't mean we're smart.
Well, I'm also multitasking. What the fuck was that? I'm sorry I subjected you guys to that horror.
Yeah, you should feel guilty.
Oh, the jumping! I can't. Oh, that's weird.
Huh?
Poland will never forget
Well, yeah,
this
I mean, look at
day.
me.
You're smart. You're smart. SMRT.
Huh? Well, I mean...
You're SMRT. There you go. Oh, wee. Oops. Can we at least get to, Tiny Tiger? Before we go into Crash 3? And get war flashbacks from completing the whole game on stream? Because God, was that a ride.
Or this one.
And this one wasn't even this one was not as bad. Crash 3 and Spyro 3 are the longest ones, and for me, personally, the worst ones to do all the way through. Because there's shit in those games that I do not like, whether it's the remaster or the original. And doing them for everything, just for both old and new, just, ugh. It's always a pain when it comes to the third game of each series. But the first games, Crash 1 and Spyro 1 are the easiest for me to do all the way through.
Oh, you missed
I missed a box somewhere, god damn it. And the second ones take longer but are okay at best.
Polar will never forget this day.
That's why he's a villain in Twinsanity. For like a brief second, he's got a fucking bat.
You got the lives from him, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Crash, crush. Crashy, crushy, whee.
Speaking of San Francisco, I'd love to go back there.
Of course, I definitely do. Did you know that Toys for Bob is actually not far from San Francisco? They're like stationed like just outside San Francisco.
Really?
Yeah. I forget what their what's the city they're in? Starts with a T. I saw it recently too, and I forgot what it is. I forgot what their the city they're in is called. But but I looked it up and it's right out there. They said it's the outskirts or so of San Francisco. So if they're ever in Toledo, it's not Toledo.
Toledo's?
I don't think it's that. I don't. It's not. No, it's something else. I think it starts with a T.
See ya, Frederick.
See you, Frederick. Thanks for joining in, bro. See you on Periscope. Yes. Peace. Good vibes. Oh, I can't wait for tomorrow. What time is it right now? It's 4:34. All right.
I'll probably be so excited I won't sleep.
Well, I'll probably try and go sleep early so I can have all those hours. Number one, to sleep and actually catch up on my sleep, and two, just to waste the night away so that way tomorrow can come faster. It's gonna feel like Christmas. Maybe I won't be able to sleep in some odd way because sometimes I remember every year when I was a kid, every time it was Christmas Eve. I don't know who else does this. Apparently, here before I continue with that, what does Aaron say?
What's with everybody suddenly shitting on Instin's art style? I thought it was received pretty positively back then.
Suddenly? No, I've heard... If you remember watching all my videos or seeing... If you've ever gone back to watch my videos on Insane and all that, not all of them would address the art style, but that was definitely one thing that I had to try and defend, because as far back as when the game was first shown off, people were not digging the art style. They would start critiquing shit that wasn't even final. I remember telling you, Aaron, specifically about the part where, the time when they showed off Road to Nowhere for the first time, and those little green lizard razor neck dudes were showing off, and they looked very early. And people were complaining, like, why do they look like that? That's what they looked like in the original. It's so, like, there's like less detail, and it looks dumb, and it's dumb. And I'm like, guys, that's clearly not the final look for those guys. You can tell that the models are just like placeholder, early fucking models. It's not the final design. Oh, yeah.
Oh, cause okay. No, yeah.
No, I always... This is always the way I sort of pictured Insane, or a remake in general, before we knew Insane was going to be a thing, for Crash to look like. I was hoping he'd be very furry, and all the characters would have their fur, and everything would look so much more detailed, and you would see all the little cracks in the... Because the cracks in the rock formations and the ruins were always there. They just looked low quality, just because of how things were translated from being designed into being implemented into the game. Because, yeah, Cortez is freaking out. So, the reason why he freaks out like that is because when they kept the dialogue verbatim, even things that don't make sense now for the remake, the way it was translated. So, for the things that just really don't make sense, that for some reason they kept in the original, they kept it for here, but because it would make sense for the remake, for the remaster, they censored through making him glitch out. I don't remember what the original lines were either. I mean, like main character designs. Oh, okay. Yeah. Well, people still complain about Crash a little bit. They were saying like, oh, his jawline isn't the same anymore. Because, and now this is true, if you go through and you look at Crash's older designs up to like fucking either Nitro Kart or Twinsanity, he does have a very specific jawline in the way he smiles. And again, his teeth structure was a certain way too in the earlier games. And if you look at the way he looks all mouth agape and Insane, he's rounded out more. It's less angular and therefore less exaggerated. So some people think, oh, well, that means it's not as good because it's not as expressive. He's still plenty expressive in Insane. And still much more so than the originals. But because of the way the animation was, it was still expressive in its own way in the original games, and it's just different. It's different. It boils down to what it always boils down to. It's different, and people couldn't handle it. Jerry doesn't like that. I keep hearing that too. It's very subjective. Like, okay, the way Crash looks right here, perfection. He looks great. That is Naughty Dog Crash on PS4. That's what it is. Like, there's nothing wrong with this. The lighting sometimes makes him act up. His fur looks weird. His eyes definitely are shaded weird sometimes. You say that a lot, and I don't know what it means. Oh, for what?
Look earlier.
For what do I say? So what about then? The verb, whatever word you just said. I don't know what I just said. Shit, now I'm confused. What did I say?
Are you gonna switch over to 3 or...
That one word, I don't know how to spell it.
Well,
shit.
I guess we'll never know.
I don't know the word. I talk too fast, and I just use a lot of weird artist developer terms. It starts with a verb. Guys, please go back in the chat, in the stream for me. Victor, go back in the stream, because I don't know what I said.
Well, I don't know.
Oh, well, shit. Use mine.
Let you turn.
What did I say? I'm trying to think of everything I was just saying. Yeah, go way further back. They keep the dialogue they kept the dialogue verbatim? Oh, verbatim. Verbatim. That means word for word. Like the exact same. Like, perfectly translated.
Actually, here, let me see that again. I'll make it.
Verbatim. I think that's what, Oi! You said, how do you spell it? Basically, verb and then ATIM, I think is verbatim. I don't know if it's, is it a full word or is it split into 2 words? I'm gonna look that up real quick. Cause it might be one whole word, but I'm not sure. Also, do you, what percentage is your battery power?
Like 50 or so.
We're gonna have to switch to yours soon because mine's gonna die. Yes, it's one word, Aaron. VERBATIM, and exactly the same words as were used originally. So yeah, word for word. So they kept the dialogue verbatim. Say, you said a verb, not the word starts with verb. So I was thinking like, it was like, I thought the term was 2 words, and the first word started with it, like the first word was a verb. So that's where I got confused. But I put quotes around it. I think it's just the fact that you put A. Like that threw me off. I don't know, maybe I'm the weird one. Oop. Get out, plants, I hate you. Well, shit, we didn't get to Tiny, but I think after this level, I mean, we might do one more level after this. We tend to go, like, over the actual hour, but, yeah, we will switch to Crash 3 in just a minute. Ow. Wait. Look at Alkoku freaking out. Sometimes you can get Alkoku to go around in circles as he follows you, and it's really funny. Okay, I'll do one more. What level do you guys want me to do? I kind of want to do Road to Ruin, but I want to see if anyone else has a suggestion. If not, then I'll just do Road to Ruin. Verbatim. No, with an I, not a U. Oh, unless it has an alternate spelling, but I saw it with an I. I know it with an I. With an I? Iglesias with an I? What's the I stand for? I need a bigger bed. Back with our... By the way, we're not going to be doing any more comedian bits in the videos. It's like actually, or in the streams, actually putting the audio in, because I told you we were going to get hit with a copyright claim on our last one for the Bill Engvall Bad Wiener Day bit.
That's what happened?
Like, you can still watch the stream, but if in any way, shape, or form we were able to monetize it, we wouldn't be able to, because that's in there. Where's the B? There's a B. Verbatim. Verbatim. There's a B right there. There's a B? Oh. Where's the B? Okay, no one's saying anything, so I'm going into Road to Ruin. Sorry, I didn't initially get the joke. Before Aaron goes, what the fuck? I know there's a B. Wait, what? Yeah, never mind. This is why we need to talk in person, because when you're typing and I'm talking and I'm trying to respond. I know! I was quoting a Vine, stupid! I knew you were gonna do that! Because you put where's the B and then there's no quotes or anything. Or there's no nothing, so I was like, Aaron, there's a B in verbatim, you can hear it. And then I was like, no, wait, she's quoting something. I was like, don't put that I'm stupid, and that's immediately what she does. Because I could hear the tone of the way you say the joke, so I know it's a joke. That's only when I can actually... Okay, I just jumped off the edge. Oh, God. To run. It's a phone also, maybe. It's a phone company. A marathon. A marathon? Wait, it's a 4-letter word? I don't know. What the? Okay, I'm messing up badly. I have no idea what's happening. That, how the fuck? I've never died like that before. What the fuck? What is happening? Oh, race. God damn it. Never knew you could spin the logs. Oh, yeah. I found that out a long time ago. I found that out during the original Crash, too. It took me some time. I forgot who I found that out from, because I don't think I found that on my own. But when I found out you could do that, I was like, okay. I'm trying to go too fast. You're losing your Crash mojo. It's because I'm going too fast for my own good. We're already 2 hours in, and I need to switch over to Crash 3.
Yeah, I should switch over to Crash 3.
No, I like this level. Shut up. I wanted to show it off. Because no one's seen this before. Everyone thinks that they're still using the fucking original designs for the little dudes. And they're going to complain about it. Oh, shit, I hit square. Okay, one more time.
3 hours.
See, Raven, this is why I don't speedrun. This is me trying to go fast without using speedrun tactics. I'm just trying to go fast. Too fast, no crash dash yet. Exactly. I'd be doing even worse if I had the dash right now. What the? A swarm holding the I'm gonna try one more time. It's the fucking... It's not even a hard death route. Why am I having so much trouble? I just want to get back to where I was. Oh my god. Try not dying. I never thought to do that. Thank you. Ass.
Really? Not dying is a strategy? I didn't know that.
I didn't fucking even conceive that idea.
You know.
You saw me jump over this shit like it was no fucking problem, like it was a skip and a hop. Just look at that hopscotch, did it.
Dickhead.
Fuck you, dickhead.
Asshole.
There we go. See, that's all I wanted to do. And then, shabam, he's dead. Fuck him. Fuck him and everything he stands for. I like how Crash doesn't do his slipper animation here, but he does it in the first game. If I don't make this, I'm gonna fucking drink water. Okay. Jesus, that's all I wanted, man. Anyway. Okay, Aaron, since I asked this question and nobody answered me, Aaron, what are you looking forward to the most? I don't know if I asked you this. In Crash 4 tomorrow, are you looking forward to... What do you think is going to catch your attention the most during the presentation for Crash 4? Do you think you're going to like the characters and see them in action and seeing them animated? Or do you want to see what the environments are going to look like? Do you want to hear the music? Or just pay attention to what the gameplay is going to be like this time around? The gameplay for me, for Zark, yes. Me too.
Everything for me.
Everything, yes. But if I had to pinpoint it down to like 2 specific things, just 2 for me, it'd be gameplay and cutscenes, the animation. Characters, yes. Sweet. Yeah, why did I ask for Aaron? It's always characters. Aaron is a stickler for characters, which is very good because I am too. All these Wumpa fruits just for me. Bloop. Yeah. Okay, time for Crash 3.
I think if I do had to pinpoint anything, it'll probably be like gameplay and like story.
I am very curious about the story. That is going to be a big part of it, obviously. Imagine a new Willy the Wombat character. I mean, that would be cool. We haven't seen it happen. I only think, though, because, again, Willy Wombat, it's either Willy Wombat or Willy the Wombat, is already a name tacked onto another whole different character from a whole different developer from the Sega, like, I think, CD or Saturn days, which was around the time that they were making Crash 1. That's the only reason why... Well, that's one of the reasons why they didn't stick with Willy Wombat as Crash's name. It was just a placeholder name. But Aaron was one of the first ones that I heard... Billy the Wombat. Aaron was one of the first ones that I personally heard say, what if they made Willy Wombat a character you could play as an Nitro Field? And I was like, that'd be fucking cool. To make him his own character that's like Crash-esque, but not actually Crash. That's what got me hyped for Titans within the cutscenes. Yeah. Hello, Coco. I'm just gonna get all up in your business. His nose is like, sister. Sister, join me on the adventure. Oh my god. Like, just... Crash, whatever. When they first showed off Tomb Raider, and we got to see the warp room for the first time. That reaction was just really good. I was like, "Oh my god!" The nostalgia hit me, and it doesn't.
Any reaction that you've had with Insane is like gold.
It gets me hyped. Thanks,
dude. I still remember when it was first shown off because I was in the room with you, sitting on your bed doing whatever, like on the Wii U.
I was late. I was late. That is the one reaction that reaction filming it for the video sucked. It sucks as a video because it's not a full reaction. Also, we had to go and I think visit Grandpa because there was something we were doing. I think it was for the anniversary, you know, of his passing. But like, I hate calling it an anniversary, but like, we were gonna go to the cemetery. We were literally going somewhere, and I was trying to talk to Johnny about it, and G-Man. No, not this Johnny, G-Man, and
I think I remember that actually.
Because Parappa was showing off right. I was putting my pants on. And I'm still in a call with G-Man, and he's freaking out over Parappa. And we were just like, "This is the best E3." Like, or it wasn't E3. It was not the Game Awards. It was PSX. That's what it was. PSX. Yeah. I haven't called G-Man in a while. But here, hold on.
That's like when I cried during the opening cutscene for Spiral 3.
I need to see something. Can I not? Oh, that's unfortunate. I lost my train of thought, but yeah. Oh no, yeah, because that video, that reaction video, is shot on my camera, and it was already nearing the end of the trailer. Like, I had no time because I made the stupid decision. I don't know why I made this decision to not have my setup, my camera and everything already set up.
Oh, that one?
Yes, I didn't have anything set up before the event started. So the moment I was like, you know what, Crash is gonna be coming soon, so I'm gonna set up my camera. As I reached over to start getting my tripod and setting up, Crash dropped. I was like, "What? Wait!" And like, I had no time, so instead of setting up my camera, I had to just grab my camera and start filming. And therefore, I couldn't show the trailer overlapped with the reaction because I wasn't showing myself. I was aiming the camera at my phone or my iPod. so you could see the trailer. And we were really like we were like not halfway through the trailer when the video starts. So it was just not a good reaction from as far as how we've been delivering our reactions on the channel. But the moment was just fucking amazing because we were so hyped.
Yeah, and I was also mostly talking about when it was announced that Crash would be rebuilt, would be remastered.
Oh, that one?
Yeah, when you were like, oh my god, like that.
Yeah. Oh, I still remember.
Like before it was shown off that Crash was in Imaginators.
Yeah, I still remember.
Because your
that
freak
moment.
out was like amazing.
It was legendary. It's like a defining moment of the channel because we were up till that point. All of Destination Mark and anything Crash related was me playing the old stuff or pondering when or if he was ever going to return. And then it happened, and we were like, "Oh my god!" And now this is the second coming of, "Oh my god!" because now we're out of the remasters and we're going into new games for the first time in 12 years. So you can understand why I'm like going all out. You looked on Twitter, not to date this stream, I guess, but I revamped the Twitter for a little bit. It's got a more Crash 4 aesthetic to it now.
I changed, and like how you changed your name, or added the "It's About Time." I did the same thing because I was like, I'm excited to see this new Crash.
I'm so fucking hyped for tomorrow. I kind of want to go. I want to go sleep right now. I want to sleep now, so that way tomorrow can just come faster. Oh, there's so much we have to do. There's so much. I need to catch up on my sleep too, so I'll be awake and cognizant enough to actually fucking form cohesive thoughts. Well, there's a Smash Brothers thing at 7. Yes. And then
Nintendo's insane with that.
Nintendo is fucking batshit insane. They always do shit early in the morning. Just because, I don't know.
Maybe they need sleep.
Huh? I don't know. Oh, like in terms of
I mean, like
time zone?
They say like time zones.
I don't know. Well, you know what? Maybe because
Well, I don't know how they calculate all that stuff.
depending. Well, they don't. They're not here. Nothing for Nintendo is in California or anywhere in the U.S. for the most part. In terms of like on our different-ish time zones, there's the Nintendo of America is located in New York. They are a different time than us. Then there's the main one in, like, I think it's Tokyo. Obviously, Japan. Different time zone. Obviously. So, like, for Gianni, it's 1 a.m. For them right now. But for us, it's going to be 5 in, like, 2 minutes.
Yeah. Santa, bring me Crash now.
Yeah. So, like, everyone's times are, like, way different. Because a lot of our viewers, too, are from, like, Germany or fucking somewhere else. And it's, like, nuts. I thought Nintendo of America was located in Redmond. What? No, well, maybe. Okay, you know what? Maybe yes. Maybe.
Because the only...
The Nintendo store
the Nintendo store
is in New York. But they go there for a lot of the official reveals and stuff, and as we know, that's where
if you've watched like crowd reactions for Smash Bros.
not even that. Well, yes, that, but also that's where C&D got his Switch.
Yes.
That made a huge event out of it.
Yeah.
Because that's where because Reggie's always there. I don't know about Miyamoto, but like Reggie's there. All of the major stuff for reveals in America and stuff do tend to go down over there when it's public events and releases and midnight stuffs and whatnot. It's there in New York, but I think their actual headquarters, I think that does sound right. So we'll go for another maybe hour or so, because we do have to leave in a few hours. I have to charge my phone because it's on 14%. It's gonna die. I'm just glad that Sony did finally fix the. It took them way less time this time around to fix the chat issue, because I remember back when we were doing the original Shantae streams for Pirate's Curse and Have Genie Hero, for like the longest time around that period when we were doing streams, the chat wasn't working like at all.
Oh yeah.
There was a long stretch of time, and this time it was a couple streams that we didn't have the chat working properly, but it's good now. I wonder if they'll do the same for Spyro. What do you mean, like in terms of see you tomorrow? All right, man. See you, Zark. Get hyped, Zark. Fucking get all your sleep. Do whatever you gotta do. Stay safe, and lose your shit tomorrow. Get ready. Remember, we're gonna be on Periscope if you want to join us, or if you're gonna do your own stream, then do you, and just get hyped. Chicken Boy, I wonder if they're gonna do the same in terms of like what another like a Spyro 4. I was saying that earlier in the stream. So the event's 14 hours from now, give or take. Yeah, about.
Yeah.
Chicken Boy, yeah. If you mean like a Spyro 4, like again, kind of like, you know. Oh, look at all cool. See, he's spinning around. I don't know, man. My ideal Spyro game will not be a Spyro 4. It would be something else, and that's what I was saying earlier in the stream. I'm not going to say it right away and go into detail because, yeah, he says like, yeah, I don't know. See, because people are going to call it, and people are already calling it the true Crash 4, and it's like, that's not what I wanted it to be. And I don't think it's not going to be that. That's the thing. From the screenshots, again, not going to go into detail about what is shown in the screenshots, but I'm just going to vaguely talk about what I did see. It's kind of... It's like a half and half. It's like it's shaping up to look like what I kind of didn't want for like a again Crash 4. But watch the video I did where I called it the True Crash 4, True Spyro 4, My Stance. So far, it's looking like that's the route they're going, which was a really weird route that we didn't know if they were going to take or not. But what can set that apart, and I hope that they shoot me down. I hope they shoot that video down. I want them to shoot it down. Since the Crash 4 is the direction they're going with a new game, I'm hoping it's not this, like linear, like exactly like this. Because we already have too many games that are linear like this. It's fine that this formula still works, but it is a formula. That's what I say in the video. So for Spyro, the next game, whoever makes it, that comes after Reignited, I don't know if they're gonna... I don't know. I wouldn't really want to see a Spyro 4 and they tack a big 4 onto the title. But I don't know, man. I'm gonna refer to it as Crash 4. It just sounds weird. Yeah, Crash, it's about time. Yeah. Crash 4 just sounds weird and confusing. I get you. That's. I'll call it It's About Time, or I'll probably drop the It's and just call it About Time because having It's in there, It's About Time. Like it's still a weird title that I'm trying to get used to, like a weird subtitle. But I get the meaning behind it. Obviously, it's like a double meaning. It's a multi-meaning kind of name. It's about time Crash finally got a new adventure after Mind of a Mutant. It's about time. The game is about time. So that's what I just said. So I think games should stop being numbered after 3 in general. When have they? That kind of depends. If you're talking about adventure games and whatnot, yes, I can kind of agree with that. But then there are certain games, like for fighting games, Tekken, all the Tekkens are numbered. All the Soul Caliburs are numbered. Most of the Mortal Kombat games are numbered. Not all of them. They stopped numbering them after, I think it was 4? I think they stopped doing it after 4, and I forget what it was called. I don't know if that was Deadly or Deception. That's the PS2 era, which heavy Mortal Kombat fans don't really care for. It's like Shaolin Monks, Deception, Deadly Alliance, Armageddon. Those 4 are like really weird with fans.
Which one was the one that had that weird ass kart racer?
I think it was Armageddon. which we have. We have like all
Yeah,
those.
I remember-
We rented
I
it for
remember.
the fucking Wii, and that was so funny. We were losing our shit on the little kart racing minigame because they had these big heads and these small bodies, and every time you wiped out, they'd be like, and they'll like splat on something, or they'll just blow up and blood will be everywhere. It's really funny.
I remember being weirded
Fighting
out
games
by
and
that.
Resident Evil, the only ones that should. That sound okay. Like that. Okay. Oh yeah, the Final Fantasy games are all numbered. So it depends. Like for Crash, if they legitimately called it Crash 5 to Insanity, that'd be weird. Crash, and then pun names wouldn't work. Crash 6 of the Titans. It wouldn't work. So that's what's confusing people at the moment, and me as well. You know, where does It's About Time sit on the timeline? We have the feeling from today. I think they should stop being numbered if they have subtitles. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Sometimes they'll do clever things where, again, going back to Mortal Kombat, I think it was either Deadly Alliance or Deception. I think it was Deadly Alliance. It's the 5th game, and you can tell because there's this pattern thingy that's in the background of the logo, and it's shaped like a V for 5, and that's pretty cool. It's not a flat-out 5 or a Roman 5 in the background, but it's shaped to be a V, and that's awesome. But yeah, okay, I can agree with that. They should stop being numbered if they have subtitles. Fuck, that sucked, man.
I got stuck behind the.
I saw what happened. Oh, that blows, man.
Yeah, it's whatever. It's fine.
A new villain altogether for Crash. They could. I'm surprised that this game's not really. Well, maybe they'll have one. We don't know. Maybe Cortex starts as the villain, as he usually does, and then someone else usurps him. I don't know. Especially if they have spin-offs. You fucking! Oh my god!
It went off late. But you know what? It doesn't matter because we're not saving.
You could have spun jump. You could have glitched high jump.
You know, man, whatever. I probably could have died.
Oh, my soul! My soul's leaving my body because you just left it.
Whatever. I don't give a fuck.
I know you don't. I do.
I'm sorry.
Oh, that's awful.
Shut up.
They should create a new villain. So what was I saying earlier? Something about Crash. I don't know. Oh yeah, the timeline. So from what we saw today, it being, Crash 3, this warped.
I was so distracted by your dumbass I forgot what I was talking about.
Seeing as it comes after Insane's Crash 3, that leads me to believe that it's probably going to be a whole new continuity. It's its own different continuity that's not going to follow after Cortex or anything else. They'll make references, I'm sure, probably. But it's not going to be those stories or be those plots or those games or follow them to any even spiritual degree, I would imagine. Well, even that, same to a spiritual degree. This Crash 4 is about masks. Wrath of Cortex, the original Crash 4, is about masks. So I don't know, man. I don't know. And they're elemental and they do different shit. Like, I don't know. There are parallels that you can draw to Wrath of Cortex, but this game is not Wrath of Cortex. That's the weird part about it. I don't know where this falls in terms of plot and timeline. We'll find that out tomorrow, I'm sure.
So do you think it's going to be like Wrath of Cortex but better? Also, you missed the plot.
Ah, shit. I don't care. I care that I missed the checkpoint. I don't care that I missed, like, a lot. What was your original question?
I was be like, do you think it's going to be like it's like their response of like Wrath of Cortex but better?
That's not, no. See, that's what I'm saying. You shouldn't have to build a whole game dedicated to shitting on a previous game. That's like saying, oh, we made Mario Odyssey because certain people, the majority of people love 64, but it's like, but because 64 was whatever, blah, blah, blah. So this is a response to making a better 64, a better Mario 64. Like, no. You shouldn't do, if you go into making a game like that with that attitude, it's probably going to come out very good.
No, it's not.
Because when I was a kid, I called Season of Ice Spyro 4 because it came out before. Yeah, right? Like, even, I think Huge Adventure came out before... Huge Adventure came out before, Wrath of Cortex. And Mom just found something very funny. As long as the Crash timeline doesn't end up with 3 separate timelines. Well, because then there's like continuities as well. Like, I don't know if there's much out of the way of a difference between continuities and timelines. I don't know what their goal is. At this point, it's almost going to be like a multiverse thing, maybe. Maybe, I don't know. And like I was saying earlier in the stream, once you start introducing the idea of multiverses, shit gets fucked real fast. In terms of being just so confusing and hard to follow, and you have to remember, but that's if you let it get out of hand. This will be the only alternate thing we've seen in the Crash game, or the Crash series thus far, that takes it this far. So I don't know what the goal is. We're gonna find that out, you know, tomorrow.
Say multiverse is like comic books, where it's like
you'd have to follow it from the beginning, or else you have no fucking clue what's happening.
Yeah.
By like whatever other point,
and
any other point.
Yeah, and it's like they'll reference shit that happened previously, but you don't know about it because you haven't seen that yet. So you're like, okay.
That's why Tana looks the way she does. Like, it could be a costume. I forgot if it was you or Aaron said.
I said,
what if you could play as her?
Yeah, that was.
I was like, in a mainline game, shit, that'd be awesome. But we don't know. Why? I don't know, Kuka. You tell me. Why are they making another Crash 4? That was really funny. Oh shit! I was like kissed by a frog. An amphibian almost locked lips with me. Oh my god. Jesus, what's happening now? Oh yeah, you need to read comments, dude.
Yawning goes, I hope it's not following Crash 3, something new following existing consenting maybe.
No, that's what I mean though. There shouldn't be a game that follows directly off of any one other game, because it's gonna start, you know, people are gonna think it's retconning something else. I'm hearing people say that Titans of Under Mutant should be retconned. Like, no. Those games canonically come after the other games that came before them. Like, in universe, Twinsanity happened. I don't know if they followed this in-game to a T, but I remember prior to Titans coming out, one of the things that Radical made apparent was that Twinsanity, or rather, Titans took place a year after the events of Twinsanity. That's not said explicitly in universe in the game, but if that's what they say, then that means that it is a full-blown sequel that takes place as a mini little time skip. So everything in the world's kind of different now. That makes sense to me to justify the drastic character and environmental changes, design-wise, art-wise. What a fucking idiot! He killed himself like a bitch. Stupid frog. Who's this dude? Why does it say Nitro? Oi.
Huh?
Oh my god. I hope it's not fault. Yeah. People may just be calling it real Crash 4 because they personally reject. No, that's why. That's why people said we want a true. People were saying true Crash 4, true Spyro 4. In my video called My Stance, you know, Crash 4, Spyro 4, My Stance, I said that true Crash 4 and true Spyro 4 are labeled by fans as their way of trying to get rid of the stains, and I had to say it with more emphasis because it's like a quote-unquote, the stains that those games left on the franchise. They didn't like original Crash 4 and Spyro 4, so now they want a new game called that explicitly to compensate. Give us a better game that is the fourth canonical game that's not Wreck the Cortex. It just completely rejects it, like you're saying, yeah. That's why I didn't like the idea. And that's not what they're trying to do with It's About Time. But people are going to take it that way, and they're going to say, oh, so this is supposed to, be like the new Recto Cortex without it being Recto Cortex, and also, it's going to be better than Recto Cortex, so it's the replacement. Like, it's not the replacement. It's not the replacement.
And then it goes, imagine they actually did what they did with Generation Mania, where it's new and old versions of Crash working together. It could...
And, well, it's even that. I'd rather that happen, well, not even happen, but that could happen with something more like with Spyro. Again, Spyro has different continuities already. Spyro's got the classic series that ended with Shadow Legacy, the reboot for Legend, and his inclusion of Skylanders. So there's 3 legit different versions of Spyro, but all versions of Crash here are the exact same. It's all the same Crash. It's not a different iteration of him. It's not a different interpretation of him. For the most part, like, it's all the same character. Like, they'll just change his personality a bit because reasons. Like, he's more of an asshole in Tag Team Racing, and he gets his ass handed to him a lot in Tag Team Racing. Because they wanted to put more of that slapstick, sarcastic, silly humor in there. So, if anything, the changes to that degree for Crash are a dev reason, not an in-universe reason. For the most part, But for Spyro, again, that was the in-universe reason. Each one was its own, different take. After Warped, I stopped calling the games by number anyway. Yeah, I mean, me too. I don't see why you would call... Instead of saying the name Crash the Titans, you just call it Crash 6. Just no real point to that. But they incorporated it as part of the name in the Japanese versions for the Cortex and Twinsanity. So they probably don't call it Crash Twinsanity or Crash Wrath of Cortex. They've got their own names for it, and they do involve... Okay.
What the hell happened there?
I don't know. They involve having the numbers in the title. So however the hell It's About Time is going to be labeled, I thought I could do it.
Awesome.
I should be allowed to do it. I don't know why. Swiping in front equates to getting me from up here. But okay. So,
Awesome. Good job.
that didn't happen before.
That didn't happen.
Fuck these boxes. I'm just not even going to do it. It doesn't matter.
Oh, my God. She wanted it.
It bothers me when I don't get them because they turn into fucking steel crates and then you're fucked, even though I'm not going for the gem. Fuck out of here, monkey. Get out, you bastard.
Everyone's been saying that. I've heard also people saying that It's About Time would have Entropy as the main villain.
It makes sense.
Because, I mean...
I would like to see Entropy
he's a
do more.
supposed master of time, so, I mean...
Yeah, them saying that about him and then him not doing much
He doesn't even do
actually related to time or warping anything besides creating the time twister. Like, I think Entropy as a villain and as a character in this series is something of a constantly missed or past opportunity. Because they don't really use him in much of anything, especially the later games. Like, he's not even in anything after Twinsanity, and only now in Insane did they throw him back in because they had to. And then he's also in CTR. So if they add him in New Adventures, and again, in this one specifically, I would hope that they give him a really big role.
It's more of a world tour game.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah.
Yeah. No, it was Oni in them, right, Aaron? When they were saying, like, the game, this Warped, even back in the original game, just doesn't have a lot to do with, I mean, okay, it's still time travel, because even though it's not openly, visually apparent of the time, that the eras you're in, the only reason why we're in a pyramid right now, or a temple, is because it's the Egyptian times when the pyramids were being built. And all, so it's that time period that we're in right now. That's the time travel. you know, Dingodile outright says that he's going back to the Ice Ages, and that's why you find him there, you know. And yet Tiny is the only one who's like thematically like actually dressed for the occasion. He's dressed as a Roman fucking like gladiator, but no one else is, just to match their time period that they're in. Also, Engine is just fought in space, so I don't know if it's supposed to be like the moon landing or what, because you fight him like near the moon, sort of, or on the moon. I don't know.
You just fight him in space.
He's in space. It's like, all right.
I completely forgot that Entropy was the main villain of...
He was only the main villain of Entrance, yes. And even then, still, nothing about time, bending, whatever. What did they call that place? That was cyberspace, I think, or something space, wasn't it?
Some shit like that.
Hyperspace. That's where they were at. It's like, okay, fine, cool, yeah, but what does that have to do with Entropy? He's not the is he the master of time and space? It's just time, isn't it?
It's just time.
Because Entropy has to do with time and all that, not space. If anything, that's, I guess, Entrance. Because Entrance, I don't...
Entrance is weird.
Entrance is weird.
They just kind of introduced him as like, he can just hypno people.
Hypno.
But that's all he really does. You don't really see Entrance do anything else in Entrance.
Yeah,
So.
yeah. Well, again, it being a Game Boy title, again, there's only so much you can actually implement into those games.
I mean, yeah.
Putting him into a console game? If they fucking put Entrance into fucking It's About Time, and he did shit, like, I'd be really interested to see what they do with him. Because they come up with with these really interesting villains. And Entrance is not a Night Dog character, obviously, but like the concept of him is like really interesting. It's really interesting, but they don't do much with him, if anything at all. You know, that's actually interesting. They just kind of go, okay, we need a new guy. He's an egg. All right.
He's an egg in a.
He can hypnotize people. All right. I guess the time plays a part, but they don't do much. Yeah, exactly. That's why there's. That's why we're not going through jungly ruins or anything like that anymore, like Crash 1 and 2. That's why the aesthetics are so drastically different from one another. You got, you know, the 1930s or 50s or whatever, greaser, you know, slick, you know, themes for Hog Ride. You've got, you know, like the war zones and whatnot from the dogfight levels, the plane levels. That's why I kind of like what they did with Back in Time, and really, I think Back in Time sounds like a pretty cool title for a Crash game. I'd rather it be called that than I guess It's About Time. But that's just me. The airplane levels were that of that's what I'm saying. Yeah. It's dogfighting, which is like around like the war zones and whatnot. Yes, I remember in Rings of Power when all the soldiers in their planes would go through rings in real life. Mom's watching her own thing. I bought her 2 broke girls. That was supposed to be a birthday present, but I gave it to her early for Father's Day, for Father's Day.
I do agree with what he says. Like, that time plays a part, but they don't do much with it.
Yeah, I already read that.
Yeah.
That was my whole spiel. Did you miss it? I said that.
I don't know, I'm just reiterating
Okay.
my agreement with that statement. Fucking dick.
You gotta do Midnight Run. You gotta do Midnight Run.
It's like, where is that?
Mom's laughing her buns off. I actually got about halfway through each Crash game. So halfway takes us about an hour. Halfway / nearing the end takes us about an hour per game, for the most part. We haven't timed it an hour exactly each time. We went a little over for each game, but you know.
Oh god.
A lot of those dragons make the exact same noise
Shit.
as they did in the original. They looked a bit creepier in the original. They look cool here. This is the one time where the Chinese dragons in general and in a theme look really cool. Okay, let me also reiterate. Let me kind of dive a little bit into that. Let me dive into that as Coco dives off Pura. I do like the look of Chinese dragons in general. Sometimes they just... when I was a kid, the 2 instances I got really creeped out over Chinese dragons was where there was one moment in... Again, I was really little, so Thomas the Tank Engine with the fucking Chinese dragon, it creeped me out. Because they made it out to be creepy until they realized, oh, it's not so bad. Oh, Thomas giggled. Like, I don't fucking know. But, like, that's... Oof. That's, out here, slowly slide.
Yeah.
But it was creepy as a kid. You watch it when you're like 3 and you go, I just shat myself. Because that's what you'll say when you're 3 years old. And that one shot, it's not even much of a scene. It's in, like, the climax of Mulan. Where, I forget who's talking, but he's talking. And then behind him is the big fucking face of the Chinese dragon. And it's creepy. It creeped me out. When Chinese dragons look a certain way with their face,
God fucking shit.
that dude being there sucks.
Warped one right through them.
Put a phase through that man.
Fuck it.
The Great Wall of China. Mom's really into what she's watching. Oh my god. There you go. Oh, come on. You had it.
You know, man.
Land on it the way you just did, but then kind of boost yourself so you can jump over him. I just don't miss the crystal.
Oh, good thing.
If that was what you were trying to do this whole time, damn, were you failing horribly.
Yeah, thanks, asshat.
I'm gonna fart in your face now.
No, don't you fucking...
In your general direction.
goddamn prick. See that? You distracted me with your
I know I
ass.
didn't. That was not my fault.
You distracted me with your ass.
To be fair.
With your ass like screaming air. You know what? Just because you did that, I'm gonna miss the crystal on purpose.
No. If I saw a huge painting of a Chinese dragon, I'd probably be freaked out too. No, not a painting. If you were talking to somebody and then you just heard breathing behind you, and you turn around and this fucking gigantic Chinese dragon face was just right in front of you with its bulging eyes and huge mouth, I'd be terrified. I'd fucking freak out. I'd pass out right then and there. Do the glitched thing for Dingo Dial. Do you remember that?
No.
Then let me do it.
Well, what?
You have to glitch high jump over the crystals
Oh. To get to him.
to smack them, and then you have to do it to get out.
Oh. I can try my
It's
damnedest.
kind of precise, but yeah. Penta, no. Da-da-da. Da-da-da-da-da-da-da.
I can't see what I'm doing. I'm gonna take that hit.
You gotta go in, hit him, and then come right back out.
I know, I was trying, but I couldn't see what the fuck I was doing.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Dick.
Do it.
Oh my god.
Or just do it the normal way.
Yeah, because I've got nothing to protect myself.
I was hoping wherever you moved, the blue ones would just be like, nope, nope. I was just saying. Oh yeah, if it was a painting too, yeah.
Oh, you can just
Go in between them. What the fuck? That's weird.
Oh god, I didn't even realize
Go,
I didn't even realize I actually got to him by just moving around. Well, there we go. I did it once, and then
Sort of. You took a hit from it.
yeah,
Well, the one in Forbidden West looked really cool. There's this hologram of a big dragon going around. That was cool. Phase through Penta for a minute. For a split second. Wee. Dynamite.
Oh shit! All right, well fine.
What?
I need to pay my PS Plus
Why?
because they just ended.
Did you get a message saying that?
Yes, that was I got an email.
I'm sorry, I'm letting this roll for a minute because I love his delivery here. They did so good on entropy in this game. I love his look. I love the way Corey Burton really refined the voice here. It's like exactly the way I imagine him sounding.
Feels like a jalapeno. It's like a blue jalapeno.
On a steak. That's another weird fear I have. Huge, detailed paintings of creatures. So if you had like... Well, what if it was a creature that you liked, though? Like if you had Maleficent as a dragon, but a gigantic painting of her, would it still freak you out? But because you like her in that design, would you be like slightly more okay with it? Or would you just not even be that scared of it? Because it's the character you like. Or Cinder, big Cinder. Adult Cinder, or whatever. Or how about Baby T? If you had a giant Baby T painting. And next to that painting was Baby T's head mounted to the wall. Because she doesn't like the deer mount, the wall mounted deer heads. Maybe the Crash game is involving Oxide. I don't know about that.
I don't know. They put a heavy emphasis on time, and Oxide's not really like that.
Well, at the same time, too, he's never had a canonical impact on anything in any game. Remember, CTR's still a spin-off.
Yeah,
He's been in canonical games as a cameo, like in Twin Sanity,
yeah, like Twin Sanity.
and a brief little bit in the intro of Wrath of Cortex, but that's it. I probably still feel uneasy. Oh, cool.
Cool.
Hey guys, look. Wait. Okay. I love doing that for some reason. He looks so funny. He's like. It just fades out from black and he's just doing this. Tourist from Above did a super good job with Reignited though. Visually and gameplay wise, a lot of it was pretty polished. Some of the gameplay bits, the controls of certain things, weren't very polished. But again, that was probably just them trying to keep it relatively close to the originals. And because the originals were really weird, they made the revamped stuff kind of weird. But this is the one Crash game where they don't have to stick to anything like that. So whatever they make, they can have their own physics and not have to compare it to anything or get it to feel like the way an older game felt. They can do their own thing. So I just hope that I just hope now in a more general sense and not a comparative sense, that the controls in this game are good. Because you want a game's controls to be good, you know, like in general. It doesn't matter what kind of game it is. And the same thing goes for everything else. Visuals, music, everything. If they get it feeling a certain way because that's the feel they want to hit, cool, but they don't have to hit it anymore. They don't have to compare or make anything similar to anything that came before it. Durian, the legend. What's up? You did come a little late. We'll be ending at 3 hours, so we have 8 more minutes.
Actually, no, he didn't. He was here earlier in the stream.
Oh, was he?
Yeah, because he was like, "Get hyped for tomorrow."
Shit, my bad, dude. But hey, thanks for coming back in.
I just didn't get to point him out in time that he joined the chat.
Yeah.
Because we were talking about Crash.
But we are also very excited. That's what we've been talking about this whole stream.
Yeah.
That's why this stream is even happening right now. We're doing all 3 Crash games as far as we can get.
This impromptu stream.
It was impromptu.
I didn't even know it was happening. So
Me
I was
neither.
like, oh,
Me
okay.
neither until I got the idea, and then I was like, you know what? We need to prep. Okay.
Awesome.
We need to prep for tomorrow. Tomorrow's gonna be so fucking hyped. It already is. And it hasn't even happened yet. We're not in tomorrow yet. Take that out of context. Hey guys, did you know that we're not in tomorrow yet? We're in today, in fact. I didn't know that.
I thought
Me
I-
stupid.
I
Me
thought I
me
existed.
don't know how to do sentences well.
I thought I existed.
Austin always exists now. He points it out every stream. Did you see that at the Cortex? No, see that? Nah. Darian!
Here we go again.
Darian! You're walking on thin ice, Darian. That's exactly what I'm trying to say. I don't want to contribute to. Wrath of the Cortex is its own game. Wrath of the Cortex is fine as it is. People don't like it. People do like it. I'm the one who happens to like it.
Agreed, it is agreed.
Yeah. But I'm just saying I'm being funny and silly because I've been saying that this whole stream. Like, this is not a retcon. This is not trying to reject or neglect or get rid of Wrath of the Cortex. This Crash 4 is its own thing. And it's separating the series basically into an alternate continuity.
Aaron's gonna sleep early so I can wake up for this.
Yes. I think I shall too. So then I'm assuming we're not going to do anything tonight. I'm still tired from yesterday, to be honest. I did get a good bit of sleep last night because yesterday I was just fucking out of it.
Well, you know me. I'm always tired.
And also, you're always up.
I am.
Go to fucking sleep.
I wish I could. I would if I could, but I can't. So.
Do it. I double dang dog damn it! I double dog
You
dare
double
you.
dang dog, damn it.
To a dip dot damn it. Do you remember that? You guys just making primal noises. Dip dot damn it.
What the fuck? What was
That's
that
from
from?
Rooster Teeth when Jeff says Cave Bob Sponge Man.
Oh, I think I remember that.
That's how it starts because one of the guys goes damn it. So you guys because they're just making noises and they're being silly. He's like just like you're just making the most primal noises. He quotes them dip dot damn it. He's trying. Then he tries to say it sounds like freaking caveman SpongeBob. But he says Cave Bob Sponge Man.
Oh yeah, I think. Okay, no, I think I do remember that. Dude, it's pretty early sleep for me too.
It's pretty early sleep. God, that's early for you guys. Sometimes I have to get up at 2 o'clock for work, or 1. Get up at 1 to go in at 2, or get up at 12 to go in at 1, and it sucks. I hate it. Well, I don't know if the money's worth it at this point anymore. It's
for a job
cool.
like
I like it, but I hurt every day physically.
I am in physical pain every day.
That's not an exaggeration. I'm serious. Cool. Also, I'm not regular. My health is fucked. What? You mumbled. You're just like, ah. You'll be fine. Quit being a pussy.
Quit being a little bitch.
A little bitch. I am very sweaty right now. It's just not stopping.
Go fund me for Mark's pain.
Yeah. Take my pen away. Hey. Okay.
Awesome.
I mean, you could if you wanted to.
Oh, ding dog damage, double dog diggity.
Not only the Crash 4 reveal, but there's also Smash Fight. Yep.
Yee.
Yep. We're going to be reacting to all of that live, so you can watch on Periscope or Twitter /DestinationMork.
Twitter.com.
You can go to my Twitter.com.
I also love, I've seen people do that where they've been like, go to my Twitter.com.
Probably because of Eggman.
I don't know, I mean, I don't even know if people know about that, but I find it funny every time. Because it just makes me think of that, man.
Do they also space it out? Space every letter out? My Twitter.com.
Very rarely, but
Crash hat. I don't know if it's gonna dry in time. Well, it's really fucking hot, so maybe it will. But I want to wash at least one of my crash shirts so I can wear it tomorrow. I believe I have a crash hat as well. I have a Spyro hat. I don't know if I have a crash hat. I still have my Crash Insane Christmas sweater, but that shit don't fit me no more. Also, why would I wear that in the summer? Oh yeah. How sometimes people leave out the T by accident in destination, so it says destination mark. I love how they can't even get my username right. Everyone misspells my actual name. They'll put 2 L's, or they'll just say something different like Marcelino, and it's like, how the fuck do you how do you get that? That's not at all what my name is. Oh.
Darren's has been a huge fan of your channel since 2016 with Crash and Nintendo stuff.
Oh my god. Oh, you're... Really? How come I don't remember you? Now I feel bad.
Mariangelo.
Hey, Frisky Beavers, but it's Cortex Aussie Pal. How's it going?
Oh, I've seen you on Twitter.
Yes.
Everywhere.
Well, obviously. That's...
Yeah, that's what I'm just saying.
How's it going, bro? You came in kind of late, though, because we are going to end off in a little bit. But I'm glad that you're here.
Like the next minute.
Darian, no! I don't remember you! That's sad! I'm so sorry! Yeah, no, we were talking about that. We were saying how, like, yeah, I've been covering Crash stuff since before Ensign was ever a thing. Like, maybe it was being already conceptualized, but we did not know in the slightest that anything to this degree was coming. We were still talking about leaks and rumors like the fucking... like the, like the, Virtual Console thing. The Wii U Virtual Console Huge Adventure thing. That was one of the first leaks I went over.
Yeah, then it ended up being fake. It was like, oh.
It turned into... There's like... Oh, it's all good. No love lost. There's like all these things, man, that like were happening around that time. The Crash for Smash thing.
What are you doing?
I'm trying to get comfortable. Yeah, I don't know. There was a lot of stuff back then.
Oh, damn, the hype is real.
Bruh, there's so much, man. If you want Cortex Aussie Pal, what do I call you? Should I call you by Frisky Beavers or should I call you by Cortex Aussie Pal? And also, Cortex Aussie Pal is very long of a name. Should I just call you Aussie Pal? I don't know what to call you. But no, I'm not calling him Frisky. But
Frisky B.
no. But if you want to hear my thoughts on all the stuff that we've been going over, just watch the stream back. Call me Cortex, man. Okay, bro. All right, Dr. Nero Cortex.
That was Ned Cortex.
Ned Cortex. Fucking Ned. Oh no, watch out. It's Ned.
It's Ned.
Up to his no good tricks again.
Oh my god.
On my inactive Twitter account, I'm Karibo. Boy.
I'm surprised that CTR didn't have a 1-year anniversary update yet.
Yeah, that's what everyone's been saying, but I think Binox was just done with it now. As much as...
But you would have figured that they would have said, like, that was the last
They would have also, yeah, on the other side of that coin, they would have said...
You know, they would have said so, because
so
why else would they
maybe,
just be like, here's
maybe,
a few things
okay, wait. Maybe they're planning for something and it's just not ready yet.
That's what I'm thinking.
But at the same time, they've had a couple months now, or, you know, quite some time since the last, you know, that first update with Level System and all that, that, like...
I'm thinking,
I don't know.
I'm still thinking of it, I think of it now as, like, maybe it's... Maybe if they are doing something else for CTR, it could be in correlation with this new game, considering that the only... Like, because...
That's a very Nintendo thing to do. Again, like we were saying, Shulk made it into Smash because of the fact that Xenoblade was getting something.
Yeah, because the way I see it, like, since the only time we saw the Lunar
Xenoverse.
Mask was
Goku
in
Smash.
that ad, which was like, which they advertised Crash with CTR at that, in that ad. I was like, maybe something with the new game, maybe,
Oh, Crystal.
or something. I don't know. Just throwing it out there.
I don't know. Well, that's why. Yeah, that's what we thought the mask was going to be. Before Rustland, we didn't know if they were just going to start incorporating new masks, or if the Lunar Mask was going to be part of CTR to get hype drummed up for the new game. We had no clue.
I think we thought it was going to be part of like the Christmas Grand Prix or something because
I don't know.
Because before Hasty was announced, we didn't know who that character was. It was assumed that it was Hasty but different or whatever.
I don't know, man. Because to tack on this character that was going to be introduced in a later game with CTR, which was already ongoing with content, it was no stretch. I mean, we weren't stretching to believe that that mask was going to be part of CTR first. You know? But just the overall sense that CTR was Cratch's current gig, so that's why they're racing in the trailer, or in the video. But they decided to put a little tease in there. I'm just surprised that nobody, as far as I'm aware, that I've watched anyway, has mentioned when it was still new and that trailer had just come out that they were racing in a concrete parking lot. And I pointed that out because I was like, I like that. A little piece of detail. That was awesome. Do you want to... No, you did the last one. I'll do this one. I'll do Road Crash. We'll face Entropy, and then we'll end it there. Crash 3.5. Oh, don't get me started!
We were just talking about that earlier.
We were talking about all the weird shit that Kingdom Hearts did with its titles and its plot and the way it charted out canonical games and what platforms they were on and whatever. It's weird and it's confusing and I have no idea why they did it that way.
There was a new Crash TV show on Netflix.
I was going to mention that.
Something-
Address that, yeah.
So it's some kind of like how Cuphead's having like its own show.
Cuphead's getting one. Matt Bozon just discussed interest, and they make it sound like they really want to do it. Bring Shantae into animated form.
Yeah, I remember.
Because everyone wants like an anime or some kind of animated show. Obviously, Aaron and I do too. And they're like, maybe we could if we can find the right people to help make it. And I'm like, yes, please, because the characters are so funny and interesting on their own that, like, you know, out of game form, it'd be really interesting to see them just do shit and interact with each other more. And Seven Sirens already gives us small glimpses of it with the cutscenes. So that was a first for Shantae. Also, Ross is Bolo, and it's really weird. I went back and I listened to Bolo's voice. I'm like, I can hear the Rossness kind of, but I think he did a very, like, because we gotta remember that Ross is a very good voice actor. There's times where I forget that he's a voice actor because he, like Aaron, he doesn't do a whole lot of animating right now. He's doing his show right now, Gamerverse, but it's not there's nothing really to show for it in terms of previews and stuff right now. So we don't know who he's voicing in his own show or whatever the case is with that. And he hasn't done anything that I've seen recently that shows he's a character in something that someone else has animated. I haven't seen anything in a while, but I don't know why I'm going too far on this topic. I just find it interesting because I think he gave a very natural, higher-ended, you know, pitched voice for Bolo, but it feels like they kind of pitched him up a little bit higher too. Not chipmunk sounding, of course, but it doesn't sound like Ross. That's like we didn't know. We were like, what? When we first saw it or heard it, or someone said it in the chat, we were like, oh, okay. Because it was who? Nate wants to battle and have Genie Hero?
Yes.
I didn't know that. Again, they didn't talk much in Have Genie Hero. I mean, he does in Friends to the End, but like I can remember what he sounded like in that. Oh, was there? I'm not watching it.
Well, at least it's on Instagram.
A snippet of
We
Crash 4 gameplay posted? Yeah, I'm not watching it.
can- Yeah.
Don't link it to me at all, please.
Listen, and it's on Instagram, like we use Instagram.
Well, I do. I have an Instagram.
What the fuck? Really?
How do you not know these things about me?
Dude, because I've never heard you mention those.
Yeah, why do you
I've
think
never
I
heard you
don't?
be
'Cause
like,
I'm-
check on my Instagram. I've never
yeah,
heard you
because
say
I'm
that.
not one of those fucking YouTubers.
Then there you go. That's why I didn't know
I'm
about
not
that.
one of those people. Victor, you lost soul.
So, you really think I give a shit about like Instagram?
Every
and all
time, hey, Aaron has one. Fucking Josh Gaming has
that?
one.
Cool. Everyone I know in my life has an Instagram.
Except you.
Yeah, and I don't give a shit about Instagram. Cool. You deserve that death.
For having an Instagram.
No, not even. For having this stupid ass argument with me.
Oh shit. Cynical as always. I love you, brother.
You're welcome. I love
Can you imagine the voice actor for Crash? That just kind of interesting. Oh Jesus. Well, there were two different voice actors because the creator did Crash's voice in season 1, but then in season 3, someone else voiced him, and you can tell his voice is significantly lower.
Who was it that did Coco and Skylanders? Wasn't it?
Tara Strong, I think.
I think it was.
I was like, whoa! Please do her voice more. I love her Australian accent so much. I'm just gonna phase into it.
Yeah.
Clip into him for a minute. I love it so much. When I first saw the images, I was like, oh, she's cute. And then I fucking heard her voice, I'm like, oh! I can't! And then fucking season 4 got canceled. I was like, no!
That's right.
Because they don't go home, they join Spyro in them. And I'm like, oh, so we're going to get more Crash and Coco in season 4. Like, that'll be interesting.
And then
I mean, they'll still be side characters, and they won't have a lot to, like, the plots of the... Oh, God. The plots and stuff of the show, which I don't expect. But to have them there in general, I'm, like, all for it. And then, nope. It was cancelled.
wasn't there a reason why?
Cortex, stop trying to... I mean, Uka, stop trying to eat the screen.
That was cool.
I just called him Cortex.
Well, I mean, Cortex was.
Yeah.
What was the reason for it being canceled?
I don't know.
Wasn't there a reason for it?
I don't know. There was something going on with Netflix around that time where just a bunch of shows were getting canceled. Because Santa Clarita Diet got canceled too. And Mom and I were watching that. We were actively watching that, and we were into it. Santa Clarita Diet. It's a really funny show. And canceled. Canceled in the middle of a it ended on a cliffhanger. It was canceled on a cliffhanger. And I was like, fuck you! What the hell? How come the show just can't get picked up by a network? I want to, like, even if we can't watch it because it'll probably be a cable network. We don't have cable. Like, you know, I still want to watch it. It's still an interesting, funny show. And same was for Crisis 20th anniversary. Basically, yeah. They more so because Imaginators came out closer to the anniversary. I missed it by like a month. It came out in October while the actual anniversary was in September. Imaginators is where they actively acknowledged 20 years of Crash. But Insane basically, you know, since the two announcements were made at the same time, Insane needed more time to be made. It basically, this is like the love letter to Crash for the 20th. Same thing for Spyro with Reignited. And technically, not your field for CTR. All of them are 20th anniversary. We're old. I'm old. Fuck. It's too bad that Skylanders Academy got canceled. That's what I'm saying. For me, not being a Skylanders fan in the slightest, Academy was the one thing I was starting to somewhat enjoy. There's still bits that I didn't care for about the show, for some of the humor and some of the whatever, like the dialogue, but the show itself had a direction, number one, which the games just kind of did their own thing. Had interesting character interactions and character development, so I was just like all for that. Okay, Cortex is gonna be a Skylanders at some point. I Yes, because they name dropped him. I think they name dropped Tana too. But they weren't. Yeah, they weren't shown. Wumpa Island wasn't even shown at all. I think they wanted to show it off, but they just ended up not doing that. If I remember right, I don't know. Okay, but I think we are done for right now. It's been a pretty good stream of all 3 Crash games. I'm hyped. I'm so fucking hyped. I can't wait. It brings me back to, like I was saying, every time there was a new Crash game when I was a kid. I was a kid when we got regular new Crash games like almost every year or 2 years or so. I was a kid. The last time I was hyped for a brand new console released Crash game was Mind Over Mutant, and I was on Wikipedia, like I said before in the stream. I would always get my information through Wikipedia when the older I got, but while still being like a kid in like junior high. I was getting my information from new Crash games. That was when I started to follow information online, like sort of. Not through any websites or, like IGN or anything, but Wikipedia. Every time in the bottom, when they would have the list of games you could look at and click on to see the links for and the articles for, if they added a new one, that's when I was like, oh shit, new game. Or YouTube to watch the trailers. And I remember being so into Titans to the point where I printed out through Wikipedia the character portraits of all the new designs, and I had them on my wall. Like, they were all on my wall.
Oh,
like,
yeah. Oh no, yeah.
You remember that? I had the screenshots on my wall, like as like little mini posters. I would just print the pictures out, cut them out, and put them up, pin them on my wall, and they were all there. If you guys watch my videos on the background when I'm doing like my live action discussion videos, where the Last of Us poster is, and the Nintendo poster is, and right next to the Ruby poster, my big Ruby poster, around that part of my wall is where you'll if you take those posters off the wall, you'll see a bunch of little dots where I put pins in from a long time ago because I had all the Titan stuff on the wall. That's how hyped I was for the game. I was just so into the designs. I was so into like, okay, the next adventure. It was like such a magical feeling. And at the time, when YouTube and all that was still, it was 2007, so YouTube was in its infancy still. And just all that stuff I was barely getting introduced to. So it was a very different vibe back 12, 13 years ago. It was insane. No pun intended. But having a new game now in 2020, like, it's so fucking surreal because I never thought this was going to happen. We would get to this point. We had 6 to 8 years, 8 for console, 6 for, like, in general, years of fucking static for Crash. There was nothing, so we didn't know if he was going to come back at all. And at the time, in that period of us having nothing, we didn't even know if they were going to do anything for the 20th. The suggestion was brought up numerous times. Oh, well, when Crash hits 20 eventually, will they even do anything for him? Probably not. I don't know. Here it is. We're back. And, oh, God. The franchise and the series has never left me. My literal whole life. This was the first game I played, Crash 1. At 2 years old, the minute I was able to fucking, like, figure out what a controller was, as a toddler, I was playing Crash. I thought my earliest memories for gaming was playing Crash. So you already know this about me. I don't know why I'm just still into it. I'm hyped. It's a weird vibe for me because every new game that came out, I was there for it. As a kid, I was there for it. Even if I didn't know that one was out, Mom or Grandma would buy it for me. And so I remember when I was playing with my friends in the backyard and we were just shooting the shit, and then Grandma comes out with a Nintendo, with a Hollywood video booklet, with the previews for new games and movies, and she said, there's a new Crash. I don't remember this one, and I was like, it's a new game. It was Twin Sanity. I was like, oh my god, like, I've got stories for basically every new game. I remember at the, Tag Team Racing, got hyped for it, saw the commercials on TV. Titans, again, Wikipedia is when I finally started to actually follow Crash news when I was a kid. That was the first game where I was like, oh my god, I was so hyped. And that was when I remember getting hyped for new releases in that sense, because I was actively following the news and trying to, keep up to date with Crash announcements and reveals and whatnot. And then Wrath of Cortex was my first PS2 game because my mom did this funny thing. We lived in an apartment back then, and she would film me on our big ass Sony camcorder, and she had a big box, a big present, and it was a present within a present within a present, and it was the PS2, Crash Wrath of Cortex. And because we didn't know that backwards compatibility was a thing, she had also gotten me my own PlayStation because the one that I played on as a kid was hers. So she bought me my own PS1. It was the slim one, the small one. And then the PS2, the first big bulky PS2. This was back in like 2001 or 2002. And then Tekken 3 for the PS1, and then Wrath of Cortex for the PS2. And that was a fucking magical Christmas. That was so amazing. It was. I remember that. So with every Crash, there's a story. First Game Boy game, or one of the first, for my 8th birthday, huge adventure. With my that was the first time I ever owned a Game Boy. She bought me that for Christmas. Sorry, my birthday. I just said. My blue Cobalt SP, Wrath of Cortex. I'm getting Christmas and birthday mixed up. Huge adventure, and this weird little racing game that I had. It was that little like NASCAR looking one or whatever. Not NASCAR, but that like the pole position looking one.
That one, yeah.
Those were the first two Game Boy games I owned. So like, Crash was a lot of the first thing I owned for something, for like the most part, earlier on in my childhood. Yeah. Do you have a big prediction? Wait, okay, what's happening? Sorry. I went on a huge fucking childhood tangent.
No one's been commenting. It's just
well,
been
people are
commenting,
commenting now.
No, like it's just been stuck like that since you started talking.
Sorry.
But,
Don't tell me I'm not passionate about Crash, because I fucking am.
Johnny was like, "Do you have a big prediction for like?"
About.
I guess just like
about It's About Time.
I guess, yeah.
A big. I don't know. Because now that certain questions have been slightly or half answered, I think that this game is going to be a separate continuity. I think if future games come after this one, and whether this game does get a sequel or multiple sequels, they'll all start taking their own direction, and it won't be anything that rehashes from these older games. This is the first game where, even though it's called Crash 4, and we technically already have a Crash 4, this one will be different. Even though it seems already from a couple screenshots like it may take inspiration from certain bits and gameplay elements from these other games, it's still going to be its own beast. It's a new game. It's its own thing. But it's going to be its own continuity. Multiverse, alternate timeline dimension things are probably going to be a thing. In terms of like a big thing to predict, I don't know. I don't think I really have anything big.
I'm just waiting.
I just want to see what. Yeah, I just want to see what's going to get shown off. I wonder if the mobile game will tie in. I don't know, because the art styles do look slightly similar to one another. Like even
if you look at
comparing Coco's designs or Crash's designs.
If you compare Crash from the art from the cover art to the mobile game, it's like they look similar, but
vaguely similar. Not vaguely, but
it's like you could probably tell the differences between the both of them if you really look at them and observe them.
Yeah,
but they do look pretty similar.
I don't know if they're gonna necessarily tie in though, because again, we have since those leaks and the whole fucking game, little demo of the game basically leaked out, and people were playing it and giving their thoughts on it. Ever since that, like I don't know. It doesn't. We don't know much about that game either. The mobile game from Keen. I don't know what that's going to be about in the long run. And it's a smaller scale game. It's not going to be super crazy. But from what it looks like so far, it's pretty cool. Yeah, I don't know. I think this is the most excited I've been of new titles. Exactly. I mean, I haven't felt this way since, like, again, like Titans Men Over Mutant. Because
I haven't felt this interested since Titans, because I remember with Crash, I remember being interested in Titans because I remember
we were hyped for Titans
because I was like, well, I was like, hey, this looks pretty cool.
That was the one instance. That was the first instance of us getting hyped over games or a game the way we do now. That was our start. Was with Titans because again, I had no idea Twinsanity was a thing or tag team was a thing until they were already either out or happening, and I just happened to like see it somewhere or something. Going back further, Wrath of Cortex had no clue it was a thing until my mom bought it for me for Christmas. So, because I wasn't following it, I was a kid, and at that point I didn't have that concept in my head. I didn't know about the internet when I was that young, during Wrath of Cortex. I didn't know about the internet. It wasn't until about Twinsanity that I...
The era when the internet wasn't super toxic like it is now.
Well, not even... Well, the internet was plenty toxic.
Well, no,
it's
I
not on
know,
YouTube.
like,
YouTube wasn't a thing yet. There were still toxic bits about it,
Yeah.
you know. But, was Wrath of Cortex... No. Wrath of Cortex was made by, Traveler's Tales. Still published by Universal, made by Traveler's Tales. And then Traveler's Tales Oxford did Twinsanity. So it's a whole division under the same dev like team or company. So
Wonder what kind of cast they'll have. That's also interesting too. Like,
I don't know. Probably the same. I can imagine. I'm sure Lex Lang's still Cortex, Debbie's still Coco. A lot of the more secondary villains like Engine or Dingodile, I can see them getting kind of, you know, tossed around different voice actors. Well, I think even that tier list goes a little more differently because Cortex is obviously the main head honcho along with Uka Uka. They've got very distinct voices. Going down the line, Brio and Engine, more so Engine, their voices do pretty much matter to get just right. And then like Tiny, people do think that John DiMaggio is like the definitive Tiny, and he pretty much is. They even brought him back for Nitro Field, so you know there's that. And then like Pinstripe and fucking like Demodial and all them, like they're interchangeable for the most part. For the most part, people have their favorite actors for them, but if they just brought in like a new ass person to do Demodial in this game, you know, if he's even in this game, I wouldn't. I just hope that they nailed the accent down. They nailed the feel of Demodial's voice down with his character. Those are my only. That's my only criteria as someone who would judge a voice for a character like this. But yeah, the Naughty Dog is creating partner with another company for the version of. I don't know about that. Naughty Dog doesn't.
I think Naughty Dog's
First
just
off,
done with Crash, you know?
I think Naughty Dog's done with Crash. The only thing that they did to send off Crash.
They wanted to kill off the series with CTR and,
Yeah.
and with Oxide being like, yeah, the aliens,
And that shit didn't work.
and then everyone loved it. They were like, oh fuck, well, all right.
Well, anyway, so what was I saying? Let me see. The last thing they ever did with Crash, to any degree, is pay homage to him in Uncharted 4 for the 20th again. Like I've heard that there are once again some Jack and Daxter Easter eggs in Last of Us 2. That's not much of a secret. And that's not spoiling anything, so I can pretty much say that, I guess. So Jack and Daxter is still fully theirs. Whether they'll do anything with it, I don't know. Like, we were following that leak that apparently is fake about Blue Point doing Jack and Naughty Dog helping with, you know, stuff. I can believe that because that sounds like something that they would do. Naughty Dog could completely let Blue Point just fully do a Jack remaster, but for Naughty Dog to actually partner with them on it would be the unexpected bit that would be interesting to see. So I could believe it happening. But Naughty Dog partnering with Toys for Bob and Activision to do something for Crash again, I don't see it happening. Because even though there are still some people, only some at this point, on the current Naughty Dog team that worked on Crash back in the day, only a few are still there. And they're the ones that were consulted by the rest of the team who wanted to put in this Easter egg for Crash in Uncharted 4. But I mean that's my stance on that. Crash was, I don't know. Again, Nintendo said that for ARMS and for their presentation tomorrow, it's focused on ARMS solely. If they do anything that's not ARMS, it might be Mii outfits. But
It was also been like
they made it clear that they said they go only expect one character and it's the character from ARMS to be shown off tomorrow. Now, if they go against that because it's Nintendo and it's Sakurai, I don't know.
And see, it's funny too.
We didn't think that E3 last year was going to give us 2 fucking character reveals for Smash, and one of them was fucking Banjo.
Yeah, it's the last one that ended up with a banger because they know that everyone would have been hyped for Banjo finally being in Smash Brothers.
Well, they also knew that a lot of us were going to be like, why the fuck did you put Hero from fucking
also that too.
whatever it was called,
Dragon Quest.
Dragon Quest into Smash Brothers? That's
I
weird.
think they did that for promotional reasons because after
yes,
that they started talking about the new Dragon Quest.
Yes, exactly. Yeah. See,
with that character in it.
Yes.
So they're like,
see, what the fuck?
That's why I'm like, what's the decisions for that? And I know we've
It
been
fluctuates
on that part because it's like
it fluctuates. They knew that everyone wanted Banjo, and it seemed so impossible with the fact that Banjo was fully Nintendo and Rare was Nintendo before going to Microsoft. But then it's also a testament to how much gaming and the companies.
Piranha Plant absolutely needs to be in Smash.
And but Banjo in Smash in 2019 is a testament to how the atmosphere has changed and how each competitor of the big 3 has changed. Like, they're still competitive, and sometimes they'll still do stupid shit, Microsoft. But but then you won't. But then if that was still the way it still was today, you wouldn't get shit like how back in the Game Awards, fucking Reggie, Phil Spencer, and Sean Layden were all on screen, but on stage to introduce the Game Awards. That was so fucking legendary. That was cool. It was the 3 bigger heads that everyone knows from each company.
That moment radiated raw energy.
It was awesome. Big gamer dick energy.
Yeah.
But
exactly.
they managed to do it. They pulled it off with Banjo. And because of that, now people are saying, well, so much more is possible now.
Now the only one that needs to leave is Phil Spencer because Reggie and Sean Layden left.
He's immoral. He's not going to fucking leave.
No.
He's a robot. So anyway.
It's be like that guy.
Well, so is Reggie, in hindsight.
Remember that little funny video where it was like Plankton with the thingies and it's just the guy.
Yeah. Every time Phil Spencer comes on for a game reveal, you hear a mini Plankton going, yeah. Okay, we're done.
Oh my god.
3, 2, 1, 3 hours and a half, 3.5 hours.
Raven, we're ending.
Hi, Raven. Bye, Raven. Okay. We've had a long conversation. We've had many a conversation. I'm pretty sure Erin just fucking left because I haven't seen her comment in so long. She said she was going to go to bed early anyway, too, tonight. So, okay. We're done. Officially, for real.
We have our
So before you guys leave, if you want to tune in, we're going to stream live on Periscope. Nice.
No.
Raid? Who are we raiding? Who's live right now? Okay. Tomorrow on Periscope, we're going to stream at 7 o'clock Pacific Standard. We're going to do the, we're going to do the Smash reveal for the ARMS character. And then, I just realized, what if they do it like the way they did for Terry, where it goes through all these different characters and they fake us out each time? Like, oh, is it River Girl? Oh, it's not River Girl. Oh, it's going to be, Ninjara? Oh, it's not Ninjara. Okay. And, like, they just, like, go through all these characters. What if it's fucking Helix?
Everyone's been like, I think most people have been like, what if it was Helix or like
fucking
Max Brass
or
some
Headlock.
shit. Oh my god.
Can you imagine?
No, Headlock would be the final Smash.
Oh, Jesus.
That would be cool because
Putting them on like the way they do?
Yeah. Oh my god, I just thought about that.
No, it's going to be a fucking Fury Rush. You already know that.
Well, I mean,
it's probably going to be a Fury thing.
Either that, I say either that or Headlock, but Headlock makes the most sense to me.
Headlock doing a Fury thing.
Actually, if it was Dr. Coil, it would be a Headlock because
yes,
I think
Dr.
Coil, yeah, because that's within the story of the of ARMS.
Okay, but anyway, again, getting off topic.
Yeah.
Okay. So tomorrow at 7 Pacific Standard in the morning, we're doing the Smash reveal live on Periscope. You can watch it on Twitter, or you can stream it on Twitter. Well, you can watch the stream on Twitter because we have our Periscope account linked with my Twitter. Mm-hmm. So you can watch us on Twitter, or you can go to Periscope and find Destination Mark, and we're there. And we've done tons of reactions and discussions and whatnot in the past. So there's that. Then there's Crash after that at 8. So
there's a gap.
7:30 they're gonna have a pre-show, but whether or not anything Crash relevant is in that, I don't know. But 8 for sure is going to be. Maybe we'll do a 10-minute pre-show like we did with the PS5, where we talk about what we want to see, and then at 8 they'll start it.
I was say because then that time, that half-hour time,
Yeah.
will mostly just be like a break from Smash to then be like,
Yeah.
they're like that happened.
They're
but
also
then
gonna
there's
they're also gonna be separate
I mean,
streams.
yeah, but I'm just saying like
But
it's
yeah.
still like a break.
It's still a break. Oh, Vlazio, what's
Hi,
up?
Blazio.
We will be streaming tomorrow, and we're ending the stream right now. So okay. Also, please no leaks. So we'll be ending right now. Tune in tomorrow at 7 and at 8 for the Smash reveal first, and then Crash. Smash and Crash. And yeah. So I'm Mark. Thank you guys for watching. If you're watching this back as a video, thanks for watching to the end. If you're watching this with us live, thanks for sticking with us for as long as you could.
You hyped for tomorrow?
Guy for tomorrow. Crash is back. I'm excited. See you guys later. I'm Mark again.
Sure, Vic, whatever.
Take care. Watch some Bouncing Boys for 2 seconds. Crash 4 hype.